Look out! It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls, Flounder. God bless America. How you doing? It's freaking... Hold the book up, ladies and gentlemen, to YouTube listeners here with Pete Davis, the incredible book of sports and college things. It moved. Oh, my... Now, something's going on.
It moved.
And by the way, I saw a promo that our the little hot, sweet babe Amanda put together about me doing talking stuff, and there's a camera over here somewhere that's hidden. I swear to God, from an angle. I'm telling you, they're lying. It's a pinhole camera, and it's up there somewhere because the angle couldn't be any place else. I don't know. It's 3:04, and all I know is every time I think about it, Saturday! Look out. I'm not changing. It's Friday, and everybody's happy. We're having fun, and we've already put in a full day, and now the fun part comes. You have to, it takes, well, it doesn't matter, but it's just fun to finally actually get to ongoing, and here we go. Million things going on today, including more corruption. By the way, the balls on that guy, Menendez, he just got away with it 3 years ago, and he kept going.
Yeah, because he got away with it.
He got away with a hung jury. Not that they said, well, this is a disgrace, and they never said. I mean, it was a hung jury, so he got, boy, we got into that one, baby. So he and his wife there start taking more corruption and finally got caught again.
He was taking mob money, and it was a hung jury.
Yeah, no, golly.
What could have happened?
Well,
be very careful there, my friend.
Yes. So, how about that family you got there, sir? How about that wonderful family? Would you like to see them go on vacation again or live and stuff?
It's a shame if something happened.
Oh, yeah, man, looking great. Anyway, so we love that. We're going to start with a happy story. And I think you'll like it. In fact, we have a couple of happy stories today. In fact, one that the guys didn't want me to play, and I think they still don't, but I think they're coddling me because they know I'm crazy, and I thought it was touching, and I did, and so they're letting me have my way, I think. But I thought it was amusing. And by the way, we're talking about a situation happened in a public school. And the children, actually, I don't have the information, but they sound about, we never actually see much, and they sound about, what, 10, 12, maybe 11, 10, 11, 12, something like that. Yeah, I mean, elementary school, probably. And it's a couple of teachers, and it's a fun thing, and I thought it was touching and moving, and Pete thought it was creepy. So you be the judge. We'll do that later. Also, President Fartface does it again. I mean, it's just unbelievable. President Puke for Brains got the wrong group mixed up. Well, they're close. Thank God he didn't call them, his favorite tacos. But you'll hear about that. Also, there's a long but interesting, I think, I haven't heard the audio recording of the 911 call when that Marine Corps pilot ejected from the plane that crashed and showed up at these people's house, and they go, calling 911. Yeah, we got this pilot in our house here. He can't find his plane. Anyway, we'll talk to that. Also, from Pennsylvania, Senator the Creature, once again, is sucking up worse than that scumbag Garland did yesterday, trying to bring the Holocaust into it. Unbelievable. He's now looking for pity, where, by the way, he admits he can't do the job.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get to all this stuff, too. It's already 3:07. And let's take a minor breath here. That's kind of setting the stage. We have also the bragging little 18-year-old kid who ran over the cop on his bicycle and started laughing about it. Oh, we got a lot of good things going on here. Plus, Holy Crap at Sports and Pete Davis. A lot of sports stuff going on here today. And Skynet and Pete's tweets. And we just got some. And Flounder's comedy bits. I know Mr. Flounder has a bunch of. I think he's in there. I think I saw a waving of a hand. So we got that all to go for us. First of all, I'm sorry.
What?
It was not on microphone. Did you say something or not?
No, sir.
So who said that?
Something must have just potted up.
It was a ghost.
Well, that was cool, but I mean, I heard somebody talk. Was that a ghost or what? What happened?
No, it was a piece of audio. I just said I had potted up.
Oh, okay. Excellent. All right. I'm sorry.
It's my fault.
Hey, look, all right.
It's my fault. I did not say tight board to begin the show.
Well, there you are. It's just not the same. But again, we're going to adapt and persevere. A couple things. Let me just check my phone here to see whether the settings of the value of still. All right, this is unbelievable. All right, now I should know, and I have like a 9 phone. I think might be a 10.
You might have a 9. It's a 9 or 10.
Okay, so it's not. I mean, it's a couple of years ago, so it's not like it's old fashioned. Now, earlier today, Flounder and Pete both all of a sudden started yelling about an update or something. I don't know how this started. Was it you, Flounder, that said, have you gotten your update yet or something or what?
No, there's a latest iPhone update. I think it's 17, and it's affecting some apps. And one of the apps it's affecting sometimes is the Extra app.
Our Extra app.
So some people are having the issue where once they do the upload, they're not able to get onto particular apps.
I gotcha. Now, with that in mind, Pete, you guys started talking about the updates. Did you get your update? And I said, well, I don't know. And so I looked at my phone, and Pete said, well, here, you have an iPhone, and you got an update notice, and I did not. And I realized that Pete said, well, go into your settings, which I did. Somebody somehow turned off my... Well, it wasn't me. I didn't go into settings and turn off automatic update.
Damn Russia.
How does that happen? I mean, this happens all the time.
Russian hackers.
It happened once trying to get my ways.
I love how it's always somebody else's fault.
Well,
only you can get in that phone.
I didn't do anything. Who the hell went in there and changed my don't do update automatically?
And took them off. Yeah.
I took them off. So I put it back on again, and it said, "Oh, you have an update." So I click. So then Pete says, "Oh, you should click it." I said, "Well, this was 20 after 2. Okay, it was 20 after 2." And Pete said, "Well, you should click the update." I said, "No. What happens if it takes 2 hours? I can't use my phone for the show, and I got stuff to look up in here. I've already taken pictures of stuff to look up." And Pete says, "Oh, it takes 5 minutes." I said, "Are you sure?" I don't believe. And he said, "No, it's 5 minutes." I said, "Okay." So I clicked update, load, and disload. Okay, so then it says 6 minutes remaining. I'm saying, okay, this is pretty good. That was 20. That was 12:20. I mean 2:21. Okay, 24 minutes later, it starts counting down to 2 to 1, and then it went to preparing update.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means. I mean, and it's still in preparing update, and now it's been 50 minutes.
You can now do TikTok.
I don't want TikTok.
I'm kidding.
Well, anyway, but I can I still get my pictures?
Well, what's the amazing thing is they've just come out with iPhone 15.
No, that's ridiculous.
I'm still using an 8.
That's ridiculous. Well, what possible? And again, they're always $1,000, right, or more.
It's usually around 1,000.
Even though you trade your phone in, it's still like a grand.
It depends what kind of deal you get with them too.
Well, but then you got to sign up for their contract too, right? Or so. I mean, this is unbelievable. And obviously it's worth it to them because people keep doing it. Well, and I don't need a new phone, do I? Mine is slow. I mean, it takes forever sometimes.
I keep mine until you beat them to death. Well, and you've seen me beat one to death.
And I'm using it today because I took a bunch of pictures of things off the internet that I want to talk about later. And since I don't have a printer and don't know how to download it, I just took pictures of it so I can read it later. What?
All right. You can get it for $5.50 a month.
A month?
Retail price is $1,199.99. So they've gone up.
So it's $1,100 every year to get a new phone, or every 6 months.
Well, you don't pay that much because you usually get a deal if you sign the contract.
Yeah, but still, what the hell? Anyway, whatever. I'm sorry, I've kind of blew this whole freaking segment. Oh, by the way, speaking of a phone and social media, I did post a video on Facebook. I tried to post it on Rumble. Rumble won't let me pay. Every time I hit next to put in Rumble, it goes to kicks me off. So I don't know what's going on. But on YouTube and my own Facebook, I put the video today coming into work, going through a little park area near the Chattahoochee of 2 deer. Running right in front of my car as a fire truck was coming, ironically. Anyway, remember the lesson is there's almost always more than one. If you see a deer crossing in front of you, stop because there's probably going to be another one. And sure enough, you can see the video.
And be careful. This time of year, we always get the annual groundhog migration where they all go to Macon for some reason.
For the mountains of Macon, Pete Davis is swarming groundhog. You know, I used to shoot them with my 30-30. I still have it.
You're a horrible human being.
Winchester 30.
You have to answer that. St. Peter's going to ask you about that.
It was to help the farmers' horses so they didn't break their leg in those stupid gopher woodchuck holes. Woodchucks do nothing for the goodness of America. except break horses' legs. And I was there to help the farmer and his lovely daughter, who was the most beautiful woman I ever saw, named Brenda. And she let me make out with her one day when I was drunk and thought it was my old girlfriend who broke my heart. And Brenda let me kiss her and make out with her for like 8 or 10 minutes, a real full-time makeout thing. And then she finally said, and we looked and she said, you know who I am. I said, I know, sweetie. It was one of the most wonderful moments of my life, and I'll never forget it.
That has got to. You told her you're thinking of somebody else?
No, I didn't tell her that at all. She knew. She took me in her arms and let me make out with her because I was crying and so upset about my girlfriend, and she comforted me and gave to me that gift of loveliness. I'll never forget it. I'm crying about it right now. By the way, mark down your chart. It's 3:13 on Friday. He's got a little thing going on with his eyeball. 3:13. Get off my back. I'm gonna make dun. How you doing? Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder. 317. Here's our phone number. Let It Rip Friday. Anything goes. It's your show. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Here's a little Diana Ross. I remember the first time I heard her sing, and I thought that, boy, this is an unusual voice, but wow, she killed a little Motown action there in the Supremes. Well, it was on this day, 1999, Diana Ross was arrested on the Concorde after an incident at Heathrow Airport. Diana Ross claimed that a female security guard had touched her breasticles after being frisked, or while being frisked. That makes a difference. Yeah, I touched her chest area while being frisked. Diana Ross retaliated by rubbing her hands all over the security guard. Oh, whoa. A little security guard. That reminds me of a little time when I was wearing my ammo belt, but it was fake bullets. It was plastic bullets on my jeans and with my belt. And a little snotty little security guard, about 5'1", 90 pounds of her, shoved me out the door to say, I can't take that in with me. I couldn't wear that belt in with me. I had to go all the way down to the original, what do they call it, the counter, and go to the counter and have him find a box and ship and put my freaking belt in a box on baggage claim. Because that teeny little security guard threw me out, literally pushed me. What? Where the hell are you going? You're not leaving. Get back here, mister. You get back here, you bastard. They're turning on me. They're turning on me. Where are you going? Oh, he brought me a drink. Well, where's the ice with a nice glass? A nice frosted mug. Yeah, I'll give you a frosted mug. By the way, I love Yoo-Hoo.
Do you?
Do you? Don't you? No.
Flounder, you ever had a Yoo-Hoo?
It's definitely been a minute, but I've had one. Yeah.
You have? Oh, you guys don't like you? I love.
I don't.
I haven't had it. I love in 10
chocolate
years.
milk, but
I have it every 10 years. I'll have
it's
one.
It's
or
like water.
Yeah, that's true. Although, in fact, I bought a thing of chocolate milk the other night, and it reminded me I was going to call you and tell you because once in about a year, I'll buy a thing of chocolate milk. Even if you water it partly down with white milk, it's still delicious.
Oh,
it's
Mayfield.
wonderful. It's a treat.
Mayfield chocolate milk is the
You can't go wrong. I mean, you just even if you and you could even get their diet chocolate milk. They're 2%. It's still, I mean, what a treat for, I mean, it's just amazing as an adult.
At least once a week, I get a thing of chocolate milk.
But think about it, as an adult, think about if you're like 60 years old or 50, when's the last time you bought and enjoyed chocolate? And I put it in the freezer until it gets just before it starts getting icy, real cold. And it's almost like a milkshake treat. I mean, it's just fantastic. Anyway, God, where was I? Diana. Okay, we're done with that. Birthday. It's Friday. We can do it. It's 3:20 and we're having fun, right? Are we having fun?
Yeah.
Is Flounder okay in there? He was a little.
So far, so good.
Okay, there you go. Birthdays include Debbie Boone, 67 years old. Pat Boone's daughter. You light up my life. 67 years old. Debbie Boone. Don't you remember? You light up. That's a beautiful song, and she was a beautiful girl. I always had a big crush on her.
Overplayed. They overplayed that song.
Well, that's probably true, but it was a sweet song, and Pat Boone was he's even still on the radio on Sirius XM doing 50s stuff. And he's not very good as a host, but he's a nice man, and he tells stories, and his stories are fun. So anyway, there you go. A history note. I'm now using my phone, all right? I told you earlier, and this is one of the reasons I use my phone, because on history, I have to get organized here. On this day in history, the housewife who couldn't shoot straight. After one assassination attempt by Lynette Squeaky Fromm, a follower of the murderous cult leader Charles Manson in Fresno, California, it was virtually inconceivable that another woman in the same state would try to kill President Gerald R. Ford the very same month. And it happened 17 days later on this date in 1975. Sarah Jane Moore, a recently radicalized 45-year-old suburban housewife with no coherent cause, then shot at the president with a .38 caliber revolver she had bought that morning as he left a hotel in San Francisco. The bullet fired from 40 feet away in the midst of a large crowd narrowly missed President Ford's head, perhaps due to Moore's unfamiliarity with a new weapon. Why did she have the new weapon? We'll get to that in a second. Before she could fire a second shot, a bystander named Oliver Sipple knocked her arm away as the president was hustled to safety. Incredibly, this would-be assassin had called the police on herself the day before she tried to kill the president, but all they did was confiscate her .45 revolver. The Secret Service then interviewed Sarah Jane Moore, but deemed her not of sufficient protective importance to warrant surveillance during the president's visit. after she called them on her own and they took away her gun the day before. The oversight nearly cost President Ford his life, but not a sense of humor. He said, I'm going to have to review my support for the Equal Rights Amendment. These women are trying to kill me. Which is pretty funny for Gerald Ford, not exactly known as the font of comedy. Anyway, Sarah Jane Moore got sentenced to life in prison. They let her out. That was in 1975. They let her out on parole in 2007.
Never should leave them out. Never leave them out.
They went to her house. She called them and said, I'm going to kill that president. And they went to interview her, took away her gun and said, well, she's all right. And the next day she shot at him and tried to shoot him in the head. Oh, Lordy. Anyway, all right, 323, sorry, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. All right, now let's wash our ears out with this, as the late, great Paul Harvey would say. And there's a story about Paul
for
Harvey.
God's sake, no more tangents.
All right, I'm sorry. Well, it's important. All right, your 2-year-old little girl was playing in the yard in the Upper Peninsula, the woodsy, foresty area of Michigan. 2-year-old girl with her 2 family dogs. Suddenly the mom says, oh my God, where is she? She's wandered away. The rural village of Fathom in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Her mother, Brooke, turned her back, and all of a sudden the little girl and the 2 dogs are gone. One of them, a giant Rottweiler. And this little girl, who's 2, her name is Thea. She was also often seen on social media with this great big Rottweiler. It was so cute, pictures of them together. Well, it turns out that Thea and the 2 family dogs had walked 3 miles into the story here says wooded area, into the woods, into the forest, before she apparently got tired and decided to take a rest. Back home, the panicked mother looked everywhere for her, calling for Thea, calling for the dogs' names, before her family and friends joined in the search of the family yard, the surrounding thick woods, couldn't find her anywhere. Finally, Brooke called the troopers from the Michigan State Police Iron Mountain Post. Wednesday night, a manhunt was launched. Thea was found sound asleep, using one dog as a furry pillow, while the other stood guard. Little Thea's fine. Mom says, I can't believe what happened. I turned my back for a split second, and she was gone. Well,
okay, you know how long it takes a 2-year-old to go 3 miles?
Must have seemed like it. Well, I don't know how long it took her to be gone enough so that they couldn't find her. She eventually kept walking. They were looking in the wrong area. But still, yeah, right. I mean, but again...
the dogs could have left and come back or anything, but no, they stayed with the girl.
They stayed with the little girl. She was asleep on one of the dogs, and the other was standing guard. God bless dogs. By the way, down here somewhere in my stack is a story. Here we go. Fulton County... I promise we'll get to the newsy stuff here in just one second. Fulton County has got a $40 million new animal shelter coming, but it's going to be late this fall or next year or whenever. Anyway, they keep having to kill the dogs that they get because they're just too many. And so now Fulton County commissioners have passed a law that says they are outlawing unregulated pet sales, those on the side of the road where you find them all over the time. And they're hoping that will help stop some of the puppy mills. But again, it's amazing to me. You would think, well, I don't know. I mean, what's the answer? I don't know. I don't know the answer to all these stray animals by the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And they can fit 200 and they have 900 or what. I mean, it's outrageous, and they have to put them to sleep. They can't let them go.
Well, a lot of it was from COVID, and people adopted dogs, and then they had to go back to work, and they just let them go.
It's just I don't know what the answer is. You can't spay and neuter if everybody spayed and neutered every single dog born, we would never have any more dogs, but we'd also have no more problem with overpopulation. But still, there's got to be some possible answer. I don't know what it is, but it's heartbreaking. I used to go to shelters, and I can't. It's too much.
Well,
you can't do it.
It's like everything. It's a breakdown of responsibility. Yeah. The people are not acting like adults anymore. They think they're just children their whole lives.
Well, now you see them at pet stores.
Yeah,
bring
that's
dogs
the other thing.
And cats and stuff like that to Petco and PetSmart, and you feel terrible when you walk out because they want a home.
Yeah, and they see them in those cages and they're lined up, and it's heartbreaking. And again, I think a lot. I'll bet you a lot of it is the breakdown of the American family. Growing up as a kid, everybody I knew had dogs. Yeah, every family, mom, dad, kids at the dinner table had dogs. Every family. I honestly, I'm trying to think of maybe 2 out of 20. but it was the family unit included, pets.
As it always happens, my mother fought tooth and nail against us getting a dog for years, and we finally got a dog, and that dog latched onto her.
But she didn't leave.
I'm going to win you over.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, quick crime thing. Democratic Senator
Actually,
Bob.
Kimmer, we have a phone call with a gentleman was actually at the place where the person was assassinated. The assassination attempt.
Oh my God! Really?
Yes.
Who is this?
Say hello,
Danny Werfel.
Oh no, it's Danny Werfel. That can't be Danny Werfel. That's what the name always says on that pink line. Who is this?
No, this is David Skinner.
Hey,
How
David.
you doing?
Hi, good, David. Sorry about that. The line, our computer screen says you're Danny Werfel, so from now on, you're Danny Werfel when you call.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I
Yeah.
afford an original face, so I get accused of that a lot.
Yes, sir. Well, welcome aboard. Thanks for calling. Yes, sir.
Well, a longtime listener. Actually, I sent you a Pod Boys logo a couple of years ago.
Oh, absolutely. We got that effect. We have it
use
under
that
T-shirts
again.
and
for
we
the
have
Pet
coffee
Boys.
cups and all.
Let's use
The
that
Pod
again.
Boys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I send you the Christmas cards, the Braves and stuff. I draw my own Christmas cards.
Yes.
Long
Excellent.
time. Anyway, 1975. I was. It was a bizarre story. I was this traveling hippie hitchhiking up and down the West Coast,
Oh.
and so one of the guys picks me up hiking, and he's from the South, and he goes, "Well, my parents are from the South." So they say, why don't you come and meet my parents? His parents invited me to move in with them, be part of the family.
Wow,
So
the
I
commune.
would take the BART. I'd take the BART into San Francisco and just check out going on. So one day I took the BART in. I was wandering down. I was
The BART is the
Museum of
train.
Art.
People, the BART is
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
public train.
Bay Area,
Yeah.
Bay Area Rapid Transit.
Right.
So I was trying to find that. It was closed, so I'm going, well, I'll find Chinatown and eat in Chinatown. So I'm going down one street, going down another, totally lost,
Yeah.
didn't know where I was. And I come across this crowd, and I go, wow, it looks like it's a riot. But everybody's smiling, so I'm going, well, maybe it's a happy riot, and So I see cops on the tops of the roofs, and I'm going, well, this is really strange. So I go up to this police officer, and here I am wearing a Stetson and a smoking jacket, and bell-bottom blue jeans, and I say, well, what's going on here? He goes, of course, I had a Southern accent, so I was suspect to begin with. And he goes, well, the president's here. And I go, the president of the United States? He goes, yeah, move along. I go, wow, I've never seen a president before. So I go, I'm standing about a block away. President Ford comes out. All of a sudden, Sarah Jane Moore jumps out, starts shooting at him. And he goes down. So, a lot of us thought he'd been hit, but basically Secret Service just shoved him into the limousine. And as he's going by, he's waving.
Are you serious? Oh, my God.
And they, sure enough, the guy, the Vietnam veteran, knocked the gun to her side, and they picked her up. Carpet. Crowd moved in and picked her up like a carpet, and the crowd panicked and they stampeded. And all I can remember is like Western movies where there's a cattle stampede and the cowboy stands behind the tree. So I stood behind the light pole and the crowd separated.
Oh,
but the
man.
interesting thing, I had been a reporter for an East Tennessee weekly newspaper called the Sevier County Times out of Gatlinburg, and I'd left there. So this is before the internet. So I write the story up, I talk to some of the witnesses, and I call collect, and I say, guess what? The president's almost been assassinated. They go, yeah, right. I'm serious. And I said, I have the scoop. I read them the story, and I said, please use the byline by David Skinner, San Francisco correspondent to the Sevier County Times. So,
And did they?
And yes, they did. It was posted. Now, he left the recorder on, and I thought I'd finish with my story. And he said, well, how are things going in California? I said, this place is crazy as hell. I said, I was at Patty Hearst's apartment trying to see where she'd been kidnapped, months before. And then I hear on the radio, she's just been recaptured by the FBI.
Yeah.
And Squeaky Frome tried to kill the president in Sacramento when I was in Los Angeles. And I said, I think I need to get out of California.
Yeah, I think everybody wants you to get out of California too, David.
I've been looking at you.
Hey, listen, I've laid for a break. Thank you. That was a great story, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. I'm glad you're okay, and keep in contact, my friend. It's good to talk to you. Thanks, David.
Love the show.
Thanks.
Guys.
You're very kind. Thanks. 3:32. Look out.
Your phone.
My phone showed my Apple thing's up. What the hell? Oh, they cut it off on me.
Yeah.
They turned off my phone on the updates. No, wait a minute. What the hell?
Don't touch it.
Oh, God, now I can't use my phone.
No.
Oh, you dirty, stinking... Honest, 3:33. All right, I'm getting to the bottom of this whole phone thing. I can promise you that. 3:34. It's only the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder Let It Rip Friday. A good great to have you aboard here today. Saluting our friends at Atlanta Safe House. I'm telling you, you need a safe, and if you don't think you do, check out what happened to me when I went down to Florida and retired, and then I needed my medical records for the VA for documents for the thing, and I can't find them, and they're gone. When I was here in Atlanta, I bought 2 Atlanta Safe House safes from Atlanta Safe House, and a big gun safes and stuff. And by the way, they're always on sale. They save hundreds of dollars. What a great deal. Jewelry safes, business safes, high security safes, vault doors. They've got it all. Not those little teeny plastic boxes at the grocery store with a little teeny key. That's not a safe. And if I had a safe when I went down to Florida, I wouldn't have the problem I'm having now with the documents I need. Medical records, maybe your marriage certificates and your divorce papers or any kind of legal stuff. Kids going back to school information, jewelry, cash, all that stuff. The top brands, Browning, American Security, Fort Knox. Oh, by the way, don't forget, now this Liberty Safe company is a whole different thing. That's got nothing to do with Atlanta Safe House, but Atlanta Safe House will never give out your safe master reset code, period. In fact, they'll replace any Liberty Safe lock and give the customer the master reset code. That's how they do business. A non-woke company. Lock them up. Lock up your assets, not just the entire Biden family. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. You know they have a showroom in Ackworth. Check it out on the web, atlantasafehouse.com. Yeah, my phone's dead for a while they're unloading thing. I can't believe
back.
it.
It's back now. Quit whining.
Software update. Yeah, that's great. 3:38 with Def Leppard and the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let's see, we got Def Leppard here. There you go. Now I saw. Yeah, that's all right. That's good. That's good. It sounds like all the 80s rock and roll to me, and I've never really appreciated them, I think. Aren't they in the Hall of Fame? Aren't they real? I saw a documentary not long ago about Hall of Famers or something, and I mentioned Def Leppard as one of the greatest bands of all time, and I'm thinking, God, I couldn't name one song.
I don't know about that, but I think they might be in the Hall of Fame. I can confirm.
Yeah, I'll bet they are.
They're definitely
anyway, 1992, Def Leppard forced to cancel 2 shows after their sound equipment truck was found abandoned. One of the band's drivers had tried to rob a store. The driver was later charged with possessing drugs and criminal damage, among other things. That's kind of used your sound truck to go rob some, whatever. Let's see. Oh, now here's the thing. I was going to use my phone, and I can't do it because there's a great story about somebody who's in the news, and it was a story of a mother who had a little baby, and the mother was pregnant. She had a terrible problem. The doctors back in the day, this was like 65 years ago, said, this was an Italian woman. They said, well, we need to treat you as though you have this something wrong with your intestinal system. So I believe they did some things like used freezing things to freeze her intestines or something, and treated her stuff as though it was one thing they thought it might be. Turns out, had nothing to do with that, and she was pregnant. And then they'd sound out, oh my God, they said, well, we realize what we did to you is probably going to cause birth defects. And we suggest you abort the baby. Because what we did was wrong. We didn't know you were pregnant at the time, and you really should get an abortion. She said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll just have my child no matter what. That child was Andrea Bocelli, the blind opera singer. He was not blind at birth, apparently. As I recall, he was playing soccer, I think, and got hit with a ball or a foot or something, and but there was a problem with him from birth because of the way they treated his mother.
Bob Marley kicked a soccer ball into his head.
It might have been that. Anyway, Bocelli was raised on a farm, exposed to opera as a child to calm him down. And one of my favorite. In fact, if I was doing in the old days and I had my magic box in front of me, I would play the last 45 seconds of the song, the duet he did with that girl from Canada whose husband died. What's her name? Celine Dion. My prayer, the prayer, the kid's prayer, something like that. Well, I'm telling you, the last 40 or last minute 20 of that song will just go right to you forever. I'm just saying that. Okay?
Is there like a top story or something?
I'm just, we're
40 minutes into the show here.
We talked about it earlier.
The Menendez thing?
Well, all right. Hey, now we'll do it now. It's going to do that. We'll do that right now. I started it, and then I got interrupted by this phone call where we happen to have an eyewitness to the assassination attempt of an American president. Now, you can't tell me that's not news, mister.
It's not news, it's history.
Oh my God.
It was a good call.
It was a good call. All right. Senator Bob Menendez. The balls on this guy. I mean, he got caught, and he got, by sheer grace of, the fix was in from the mafia to the jury, obviously, a hung jury. The first time he got caught, what was it, 2018 or whatever it was? Yeah, 2019 or 2018. Anyway, he got caught and a hung jury, so he got away with it. So he kept doing it. He kept taking bribes, and his wife.
Allegedly.
This is the President Fartface's crime family plan. You have the wife, or in this case, the wife, and President Fartface's case, the son. And they sell influence through the family, and that's how it all comes back. Apparently, and reminded me of Senator Herman Talmadge when he got caught with his graft. They caught more than $100,000 in solid gold bars and a $500,000 in hidden cash, some of it in his pockets of his clothes, envelopes, container. It's just...
What does that tell you? That a high-ranking member of our government is hoarding gold?
Yeah. That's right. Well, for one thing, it's harder to trace. I mean, but he got $500,000 in cash, like 20s and 50s. That's unbelievable. I mean, the balls of this guy to keep on going. After he barely got away with it. He said, well, let's not stop now. And they gave him a Mercedes and trips, and they paid his mortgage.
And he sold us out to the Egyptians?
Egyptians, yeah. And he had 3 business Egyptian buddies who had paid him to help the Egyptians with what, God knows what. I mean, he voted on things to help Egypt. Who wouldn't on general principle? I mean, they're our friends, aren't they?
Well, kind of.
Well, I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, not Saudi Arabia as much. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, it's unbelievable. Just the greed. I mean, and the balls on this. I mean, it's just, I can't get over it. And by the way, I'm not making this up. In fact, I tape recorded it on my phone. I can't use it, unfortunately, to prove it to you.
The phone works.
Well, I don't know if it's going to work or not. It says software update. Your phone is, all right, it's been completed. Well, it just got completed. It only took an hour and 25 minutes.
Well, because you hadn't updated it in 15 years.
Well, somebody turned it off. Somebody went in there while I was sleeping. A freaking Navy SEAL came right in there and turned off the settings on my phone.
FBI.
How do you possibly explain it? I never touched the settings. Who did it?
Peter Strzok.
The freaking FBI, man. The Federal Gestapo of Investigation sneaked into my place while I was in the shower. I was in the freaking shower. I couldn't hear anything because I couldn't my ear rocket on.
Oh, no!
That's exactly what happened. All right, 344. All right, the Menendez thing. Okay. I was going to say this. I was watching the announcement by the FBI and the special prosecutors. The FBI agent named James Smith, I'm not making this up, went to the podium. I've got it on my phone. I can play it for you. He said, quote, "What I want to talk about today is the FBI's public corruption." Excuse me, the FBI investigating public corruption. I said, no, you got it right the first time. He actually said, I want to talk about the FBI's public corruption. And they're corrupt.
Freudian slip.
They're corrupt. And we all know it, mister. And by the way, Senator the Creature coming, you're going to hear him trying to gain sympathy because he's a freaking disgrace. This creature is not a role model. You're going to hear all about that in a second. He's going to try to defend himself when he actually admits he can no longer do the job after I'm going to read a text from a doctor saying he's perfectly fine to be able to do his job.
They just showed it. I thought he was wandering around the Senate. He was presiding over the Senate.
Right.
Dressed like a guy.
Gym shorts.
Someone pointed out yesterday, he looks like the guy who's going to walk up to you and say, I just found half a cat in your air conditioning when I was working on it yesterday.
We cleaned it out, though, for you. I mean, it's a disgrace. Senator the Thing, the Creature. 4:15 already with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Hold on. We got more. It's only me, it's only the Kimmer with Pete and Flounder, 349, hey, with Garth Brooks, too. It was on 1990 on this day. Garth Brooks' album No Fences entered the U.S. album chart. Yeah.
It's him.
This is down home country, but this doesn't sound like Garth Brooks.
Yeah, because this is one of his first ones.
He was real down home country, and this one goes up to his wife at the party and toasting his wife for marrying somebody else.
Keep it going.
This is not Garth Brooks. This
is not Garth Brooks.
I'll have to double check
This is not Garth Brooks.
That's not Garth
guarantee
Brooks.
you.
Because I've heard that song 1,000 times.
Unless he had re-recorded it, or this was like an original version.
Demo?
This is not. Yeah, this is not.
Might be
Garth
a demo.
Brooks.
That ain't.
Anyway, No Fences entered on this day in 1990 and became the biggest selling country album of all time. 13 million copies in the first 5 years. Anyway, that was a weird song, but real down-home country. When I was a country DJ, you had down-home and uptown. Jim Reeves was uptown country.
All right, this is another version. Let's see.
This is Garth Brooks. This is the song that we made famous.
Ruined your black tie affair.
I remember. Yes, it is.
Last one to know.
This is Garth Brooks.
The last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there.
Yeah, this is another cover. I bet it's blocked on YouTube.
That's a cover. That's not Garth Brooks.
Sounds like Garth Brooks.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'll bet you're right. I bet it's blocked on YouTube. Now, so we don't we have a copy? I think, can't we just go and look? I thought, how would you do it before? We wouldn't be able to play this in the old, just everything's different now?
You screwed up, and Dick Durbin, one of the scumbuckets of history in the U.S. Senate, is calling you out, a fellow Democrat.
Yeah, on the dress code?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to, in fact, let's do that right now. Senator the Creature has now tried to fight back over the ridicule because he's a ridiculous excuse for a human being. He's not a role model. He's a disgrace. So Pennsylvania Senator the Creature became very emotional during a committee hearing over the ridicule he's facing. And so here's some comments from President the Creature trying to defend himself.
Because I live in a political environment, I was ridiculed and made fun of because I wasn't able to process things sometimes or say things. So I'm so sorry that I'm sure many of you had to go through this kind of thing. I was lucky that I was lucky to go through my life, the vast majority of that, with this kind of disability that I have.
You mean mental illness?
And here, in fact, I can I use my phone? I got to get to my phone because I got some reaction here on Twitter.
Because there's also another cut where he talks about how he has to use his phone to communicate.
Is that? Do you have that?
Yes, right here.
Oh, let's play. This is important here, right here. Yeah.
This is my iPhone, and this is a transcription service that allows me to fully participate in this meeting and conversations with my children and interacting with my staff. I had a stroke about 18 months ago, and I have lost my ability to fully process language.
Really?
And I like to think I was an empathetic person, truly. But until that happened, I've raised to a whole different kind of level as well. And it's profound to know, though, that I never really considered that without this kind of technology, I couldn't watch television. And I can't imagine if I didn't have this kind of a bridge to allow me to communicate with other people.
Yeah. He also met with the president of Ukraine wearing freaking shorts and tennis shoes, too.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. And his job, he makes laws, right?
Yeah, right.
Do we not use language to do that?
Well, and again, when he was talking about that, he was reading stuff off his phone, off his little iPad phone thing. Let me read you a couple of the things to remember here. During the campaign last year, John the Creature released a note from his doctor also was a donor to his campaign, by the way. And the doctor said that he had no restrictions and could work full duty in public office. Now he says through tears that he has lost the ability to fully process language. We don't have a free press in this country until a reporter gets straight answers from Senator the Creature on why he's unable to wear pants. This is how John Fetterman showed up to preside over the Senate yesterday wearing a hoodie and workout shorts. Imagine a doctor showing up to care for their patients like that. Imagine a lawyer showing up to defend you in court like that. Imagine a pilot showing up in an airliner to fly you like that. Imagine anybody in the world showing up like that. A lawyer wouldn't do it. A complete disgrace. Ready to change the oil in your car, but too fat to fit under the charger. But he's a Democrat, so it's okay now. Unfortunately, his slovenliness has become the story, and does anyone really believe he was legitimately elected? And the hood comes to the Senate. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Absolutely appalling. And even his owner turning against him. And by the way, with this, let me put on my goggles here. With this, he made a crude statement, and now Senator The Thing says he will agree to wear a suit on the Senate floor to, quote, save democracy. But there's a hitch. Here's what he said, quote, if those jagoffs in the House stop trying to shut our government down and fully support Ukraine, then I will save democracy by wearing a suit on the Senate floor next week. Nice language for your United States senator.
You can shove Ukraine up.
Yeah, stick it up your butt, too. How about that? In fact, I'll challenge you to a fist fight, right? I'll challenge you.
You don't want to shove that.
No, seriously, I'm ready. I'm twice his age, and I'm wearing a freaking pacemaker.
Here's the thing.
We're both disabled, and I'm ready right now.
We're seriously 2 steps away, maybe, from Caligula putting his horse in the Senate. That's how we've fallen so far. Biden will probably put his dog in as a senator next.
It's unbelievable.
We're sorry, he's mentally deficient. You cannot elect a mentally deficient person to make laws for everybody.
Yeah. Senator Joe Manchin, West Virginia, preparing to issue a new bipartisan resolution that will, like Monday, will reinstate the dress code again, finally. It would revert it back to requiring senators to don coats, ties, or business attire on the Senate floor.
Oh, well, Senate floor, we just saw him. He's presiding over the Senate, sitting up on that dais, on that podium, and he looked like some guy he just wandered in.
There's like a janitor.
There's no way to describe the whole.
Look, the janitor's got more on his going on than this guy.
A janitor has more respect for his peers and his job site than that man does.
Yeah, he wears a uniform.
All right, my bad.
No, but the point is perfectly taken. I mean, you would think, a garbage man would come to work dressed better than that guy. The garbage men in my neighborhood, they come every day wearing uniforms, wearing, green pants and a green shirt, long sleeve shirt, and, hell, the guy who pumps your gal. Nobody pumps gas anymore. This is unbelievable. You get a million examples. I pick anything.
I think it's a good sign, though, that this has turned so quickly on Frankenstein. That's it. That people, even like Dick Durbin, going, oh, come on.
Yeah. Senator the Creature addressing the Senate. And the other one, my other favorite is Godzilla. We'll get with that one. Yeah, we got that one too for Senator.
New Godzilla movie coming out.
Oh no!
But
really?
This one, it's done by the Japanese. The Japanese are doing this one,
so it's subtitled.
It's set right after World War II when they didn't have any army or defense, so they're helpless.
Oh my God! Now, are the Japanese Godzilla makers better quality than our American filmmakers?
It depends how you like. The CGI is probably better when we do it. The Japanese movies are just funnier. They're more interesting.
Well, here we go. I was still ticked off when I had Godzilla and King Kong because I like King Kong. I'm a King Kong guy.
I love Godzilla.
I don't like Godzilla. I don't like the look at him.
You don't like Godzilla?
I don't like Godzilla. I don't like his mouth. I don't like his voice. I don't like his scales. I don't like his tail. I don't like anything about him. I'm a King Kong guy.
Team Godzilla.
I'm a King Kong kimmer.
Did you see the movie?
Well, maybe I saw most of it, and I got mad because I didn't like him throwing around my King Kong. How about that?
Did you see him fighting on the ships in the ocean?
I know.
That was a great scene.
That's a great scene.
That's a hell of a scene. I mean, come on. And when Godzilla gets mad,
I know.
Back off.
I know. By the way, we haven't done Pete's Tweets. We haven't done Skynet. We got Flounder's Funnies.
He's got flounders fighting?
We don't have time now. I got 40
We'll get to it in the next hour.
Where's your punch? You're supposed to hit him.
He's supposed to be reminding me. I can't take blame for everything. But by the way, coming up, President Fartface has done it again. Oh, my God. All right. I remembered. Coming up right after the news check here in about less than a minute.
News check.
And President Fartface giving one of his stories again and forgot where he was and who he was talking to. Like that's happened. The third time in the last 2 days, his third gaffe. My friends, President Mass Murderer has lost his mind. Coming up on 4 o'clock, also a warming story of what happened in a classroom in Ohio and the 911 Marine dipping out of the jet airplane call, too. Coming up next, the Timber Feed Flounder right here. Look out. The Kimmer there with Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls. Let's play the little music there, Flounders, okay?
Dancing with Mr. D, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, 1973, the Rolling Stones scored their 8th British #1 album, Goat's Head Soup. 2 weeks at the top of the charts, also #1 in America. Dancing. I've never heard this song.
It's very satanic. The whole album, basically.
Goat's Head, my God.
There's literally a photo.
So what were they trying to? So what was the deal on that?
Well, they were trying to be edgy.
Yeah.
What year did that come out? That was
the
1973.
As they said, sucking in the 70s, as they named one of their albums.
Yeah, 73. Yeah. Well, that was, the hippie free love.
Well, they got lazy. There was a stretch there where they got a little lazy for like 3 albums, and then they came back with some girls, and they were back.
Then speaking of the 70s, Scott Baio is 63 today. Charles in Charge, Chachi on Happy Days. Here's one of the stupid one-liners here with the Flounders guy with this. Scott Baio turned 63 today. He's also celebrating his new TV deal. He got 15% off of one of those Best Buy employee discounts. Well, that's kind of cool.
That's where Dennis Miller got the Chachi.
Chachi. I used to like Dennis Miller.
I love Dennis Miller. I miss him.
When he was doing the news, he was the best. I mean, he probably was. I mean, just as good as anybody gets.
Yeah. And a few years ago, he just threw his hands up and said, "You know what?"
Yeah, he got fed up with all the crap.
He got fed up of everything. He quit doing his podcast. He says, "You know what? I don't need this."
When he would go on. In fact, we should let's try to find. Is there any good Dennis Miller rants that he used to do? I wonder if there's any of those in there available.
I can take a gander.
I'm sorry, Flounder. He's got a million things to do.
I'll just have to quadruple that word check with my record this week.
Oh well, then never mind. I don't want to mess up your life.
Mike found the original version of.
Of Garth Brooks? See, that sounded like the last guy.
I thought it sounded like the last guy, too.
Yeah.
No, this is him.
It was the last guy.
Oh, it wasn't.
You bastards. It was the last guy.
No.
I told you. Millions in low.
Yeah, this is Garth.
This is Garth. Yeah.
Sounds
anyway,
like
thank you, boy, about that, just for your entertainment. All right, what the heck? All right, let me talk about President Fartface real quickly here, and then we got so many things to do. President Fartface was complimenting the merits of the Congressional Black Caucus. Unfortunately, he was addressing the Congressional Hispanic Caucus at the time. I said, I know Sister Norma lives the lessons nuns taught me growing up, lessons based on the Gospel of Matthew. The feed the hungry, care for the sick, welcome strangers. They echo what my dad taught me, and I mean this sincerely. My dad used to say, everyone is entitled to be treated with dignity and respect, and the Congressional Black Caucus embodies all those values. Unfortunately, he was at the Congressional Hispanic Caucus when he talked to them about how great the Black Caucus was. This is right after he forgot to shake the hand of the Brazilian president who threw up his arms in despair. He also told the same story at a fundraiser like 2 minutes away from each other. Same story, almost word for word. It's just, I mean, the man, he told about record lows in unemployment, particularly focusing on the record lows of unemployment for African Americans, Hispanic workers, veterans, people without high school diplomas. I mean, and the man doesn't know where he is. And by the way, today at the podium, 2 quick things. The podium princess, Rajin Tatum, she's black, she's gay, she's a girl. She finally addressed the issue that Peter Doocy raised yesterday. When Peter Doocy yesterday said, what do you call it when 10,000 people come across the border in one day? And she refused to answer and tried to distract and everything. For one issue, first of all, why didn't every other reporter in that press conference ask the exact same question? The next one she called on, what do you call it when 10,000? What do you call it? And she would have had to turn on her heel and leave the podium, shutting down America's link to the White House. Once again, proving that how much they care about us, which is zip. And now today she went to the podium and she said, "Well, it's not a crisis. The system needs fixing." And she blamed the Republicans for the Congress of Republicans not fixing the border. First of all, they can't fix the border because of Georgia with 2 liberal senators. So whatever Congress does on the border is going to die in the Senate. So screw you, lady. Your own people can fix the border as the president. As by he could make it done the first day. In fact, he did just the opposite. He opened the freaking border. I mean, I can't believe it. The man is, it's just not taking care of the border. Anyway, 4:08 here with a Kimmer, and coming up.
Is it time for the? I seriously, I was looking down.
I've been doing this for like 4 minutes.
I was looking down at my phone, and I looked up and I saw you doing that. He was pretending to punch himself, and I swear I thought you were having a stroke.
I think I am. I think I am right now.
I found 2 old funny Tim Allen bits when he used to do stand-up.
Okay, well, let's have one now, shall we, to break the effort here.
They go back to
409.
My wife wants a fur coat. I don't buy fur coats. I don't like fur coats. So what? Big deal. So she comes home nude underneath the fur coat, like sex will sell. Honey, look at that. Typical man. Where'd you get the coat? You better take that thing back. Now she's mad the whole week, like you don't like her body. Like I drive up in a brand new Ferrari, buck naked interior, she's going to sell it to me. One reason I love being in LA is cars. I love cars. I got a Corvette this year. I always wanted a Corvette. My Aunt Rose, the feminist, she's just so angry. Because I got a Corvette. Oh, it's just a symbol of aggression. It's just a vet. It's an American sports car. It's just an extension of the penis. Oh, I wish. Oh, I wish. I just love cars. Men will accessorize their cars. Accessories. Chrome wheels, headers, ISKI cams, that sort of stuff. That's men. Accessories. That's what we... You put chrome wheels on that? Yeah. Why? I don't know. I put chrome wheel covers on my John Deere tractor. Yeah. $122 well spent in my book. Did you put hubcaps on the tractor? Yeah.
Tim Allen. 410, here with the Kimmer Pete.
That was Tim Allen?
That was Tim Allen.
God, I didn't recognize his voice.
Wasn't it Tim Allen?
Yeah, that was...
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was somebody trying to knock off Tim Allen, trying to steal some of his act.
I'll be damned. We were hoping for Dennis Miller, but Tim Allen's a good replacement.
I can find some Dennis Miller.
No, it's perfect. I
know you mentioned it.
What's that? I think he's got something going on here. I think Flounder's particularly swamped with stuff here.
I have a friend who builds houses for a living, so he does all that tool stuff and everything.
Yeah.
Despises Tim Allen.
Well, I bet he does. Yeah.
He doesn't know blood. I said it's a joke. It's a comedy act.
He doesn't know a wood lathe from a from a sander.
Who cares? It's funny.
I used to love shop in school. Did you have shop when you were a kid?
We had shop, but I didn't. For some reason, I didn't have to take it. I don't know why.
Oh, we had shop and the girls had typing.
Well, I took typing because I wanted to be a journalist. So you had to have typing to go into journalism.
There was never a boy allowed in the typing room.
Oh, my God. I'm glad I
I
took it. It's one of the best things. In fact, it's the only thing the last 2 years I was at Parkview that I learned.
Yeah.
The only thing I learned was how to type.
Well, my age guys, we had to learn ourselves when we all started getting computers. We had to learn how to type. That was the only reason we did it, or when we became a reporter. But anyway, 411. Oopsie-daisy. Sorry, I've clommed myself here. Do we have? Is this really a 4-minute thing of the pilot of the 911 call?
No, what I have is which one do I have?
The pilot 911 ditching the plane. It's 12. It's 12 after 4. So we'll do it. We'll do it
no,
right
we can
after
play it here because the one I have is where whoever the pilot went to somebody's house and had them call. Yeah, I got it right here.
Okay, well, here's the deal. The audio of the 911 call release when the Marine pilot had to parachute out of his plane in the plane crash in the Carolinas. And the person who got involved with this and suddenly realized what was going on called 911, and here's part of that call there.
911, what's the address of the emergency? Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I guess we got a pilot at our house, and he says he got ejected. So he ejected from the plane. So we just see if we could get some ambulance, please.
I'm sorry, what happened?
We got a pilot in the house, and I guess he landed in my backyard, and we were trying to see if we could get a ambulance to the house, please.
Okay, so okay. What is the phone number that you're calling from? Okay, we're getting help on the way. Give me just a moment.
Yeah, no problem.
That's the pilot.
I can't understand him.
He's about to
Okay,
go
are
on
you
the
with
phone.
the patient now?
Yes.
Okay, how old is the patient?
We had a military jet crash.
That's him.
I'm the pilot.
Here we go.
We need to get rescue rolling. I'm not sure where the airplane is. It would have crash landed somewhere. I ejected.
Okay, how far did he fall?
I was at 2,000 feet.
Okay, and what
Yes.
caused the fall?
An aircraft failure.
Okay. Okay, is there any serious bleeding?
I don't know. I can't see myself.
No, you look fine.
You look fine.
What did the other person say?
I feel okay. My back just hurts.
Okay.
Has there been a report of an airplane crash?
I have not seen any.
My God.
Yeah. Okay, what part of the body was injured?
Ma'am,
Oh, Jesus,
I'm a pilot in
lady.
the military aircraft, and I ejected. So I just rode a parachute down to the ground. Can you please send an ambulance?
Yes, sir. I've already told you they're on their way. I'm just required to ask these questions while they're en route.
All right. Anyway, I mean, my God.
This is the problem when your plane crashes
Jesus.
and you have to call the Mount Pilot 911.
Yeah, have you seen a plane crash? Well, we haven't heard about a plane crash. Well, I guarantee you there's one out there somewhere.
I have a question. did he land in the back of Cisco the Kids?
I guess. I mean, Cisco de Pancho.
He's mine in back of my backyard.
And it sounded like I'm your operator. It sounded like the girl, the comedian.
Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin. Oh, my God. All right, 414, Kimber Pete Flounder. Holy smokes. Look out. 418. Let it rip Friday. How you doing? God bless America. It's the sun's out. Could be worse. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. And for the record, it's your show. Let it rip Friday. Here's a phone number, 404-741-1230. I'm sorry, Flounder. Is it David Bowie here? Is it? We'll look at it.
Yes, sir.
Ziggy. Weird. Just. Now, what is the label on this music? It was 1972. What was this called?
Glam rock.
Glam rock.
Queen was kind of glam rock type stuff. Yeah. The T-Rex was kind of glam rock.
Queen and David Bowie, 1972. David Bowie kicked off the North American leg of his Ziggy Stardust World Tour at the Music Hall in Cleveland, Ohio. And there we go. Now, a quick birthday. You have to do Joan Jett. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. Sorry. Joan Jett is 65. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. I Hate Myself for Loving You. Another one. That was my brother's favorite.
Well, that was the song that Kara had played at her funeral.
The late, great Kara Stockton was a Joan Jett fan, and they locked eyes at a concert one time, and Kara said she wanted me, and I wanted her, and she would have had the opportunity. She would have done it. God bless Kara. Now, don't get misunderstood. Kara was a pistol. Kara was a freaking pistol. And when we heard that she was, in fact, didn't you know beforehand, Flounder, and didn't want to tell us? I think you heard we were doing our podcast.
Yeah, y'all came over for the podcast.
At Flounder's house, in the studio house at his place for the podcast, and it was after we got done. You said, by the way, and told us that Kara died because we would have been apoplectic at the time, and we just loved that little girl. What a pistol. Just what a pistol. Let's see. These names are forever linked in the history of sea battles as of this day in 1914. The Aboukir, the Hogue, and the Cressy, all British cruisers, 1914, all three sunk by a German U-boat, the first casualties of submarine warfare ever. 1,400 sailors died. This is 1914, and it warned the British, you aren't free to just go sailing in the sea anymore. I had no idea.
All right.
That's what it says here in the history list. How about that?
How about the first person to get in a damn submarine? I think
no thanks.
It's like in the 1600s in the Thames River said, okay, you're going to get in this thing and it's going to go under. No, I'm sorry. No. And those poor guys on the Hunley during the Civil War.
Right. All right.
How brave they were but they didn't come back, did they?
Yeah. Now, were the Merrimack and the other one, they weren't submarines, right?
No, they were ironclad,
but they weren't subs. Yeah.
And they both went down, too.
Well, no, see, there you go. Let's see, 421. This is bizarre. Did you hear about the story? Remember the story we talked about of the retired police chief in Las Vegas who was on his bicycle, and he got mowed down from behind by some kids in their car, and it's a lot worse than even that. It was a stunt for kicks. One of the kids behind the wheel, the teenage driver, actually accused of mowing down and killing the retired police chief, actually bragged to the cops that he'll be back on the streets with no time. The killer teen driver, 18 years old, said, "I'll be out in 30 days, I'll bet you." He said, "You think this juvenile blankety-blank is going to do some blankety-blank in the job? I'll be out in 30 days. I'll bet you." This guy named Jesus Elia told the cops. They found a video of a second driver driving into another bicycle rider, while the footage seemingly recorded by this guy Elia appeared to be the passenger. No remorse, killing the guy after taken into custody, charged with 18 counts, including murder. Intentionally striking the retired police chief as he was riding his bike along an empty highway. The passenger filmed the sick footage of the attack and then goaded the retired cop as they ran over him. They were arrested and appeared co-accusers for arraignment in Las Vegas. Has a large tattoo on his face. He didn't speak during his appearance at that time. He's got a long criminal history. His mom said, well, I don't know if he really ought to be forgiven for that one.
Can we kill him now?
Well, we ought seriously to, certainly, yeah. He was placed in child welfare at the age of 8. His mother was charged with 5 counts of child abuse 7 years ago when cops found her 5 kids aged 2 to 9. Home alone, no food, a knife left on the counter, house just a wreck. They tied the teens to at least 3 hit-and-run incidents on the same day. They get kicks out of filming running over people on bicycles. The dashboard view from the front seat of the car approaching the elderly gentleman, the former chief from behind riding near the curb, laughing from inside the car when they heard the chief wearing a red shirt and dark shorts thrown down against the windshield. And they're laughing as he's bouncing off the windshield. And then the final image from the moving car shows a retired police officer on the ground beside the curb as they pull away laughing. Intentional hit.
I take back. We killed him and the mother.
Yeah.
For doing that.
After we sterilize her just on general principle.
No.
Now,
it's enough for her. She abused the kid. That's enough.
God, I mean, this is, what chance? You blame the kid. He did it.
He's not a kid.
But he's 18. But again, when he was 8 and went to juvie the first time,
that wasn't his fault.
That wasn't his fault then.
But at some point, there's a lot of people that have been abused in this world. A lot of people that are poor and they don't do anything like this.
No question. I mean, you can't excuse it. One of the other guys was 16. And again, that's old enough to know. I mean,
they know better.
These are career criminals at the age of. I mean, when does?
Well, 18, you're a man. I'm sorry,
but this guy's 16, same way. I mean, you excuse him because he's only 2 years younger. He's a freaking gangbanger.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was brutal. No, I don't.
It's a lack of. Any mention of the father in there?
No, there's no father in the story of the father there. I don't think so. Have you heard? Remember that this popped up on social media that day. It was kind of a weird story. 425, by the way. New York Times columnist David Brooks. He's a jerk. He's an idiot. He's one of the most screaming liberals. Didn't we just talk about him last week? He came out with some ridiculous...
and he claims... Is he the one that claims to be a Republican, but he's really not?
He's come out with one more fakery piece after another. Well, anyway, the other day, he came out with a column complaining about the cost of his meal at the Newark airport. And he took a picture of it, and he wrote it with a picture of the dinner consisted of a cheeseburger, French fries, and a drink, an alcoholic beverage in a glass, about half full. He wrote, "This meal just cost me $78 at the Newark airport. This is why Americans think the economy is terrible. Looks like someone, $78 at Newark airport for a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. Well, the drink apparently was Johnny Walker Blue, which is like $60.
Really?
So anyway, the post went wild. 20 million views, including people mocking the New York Times columnist. One guy said, "Brooks inadvertently proving an important point. If you stop drinking, you'll save yourself a lot of money." And then the guy said, "Alexa, what is an elitist?" And then the guy, "You voted for Biden, chow down," said one conservative. Also, author Joyce Carol Oates mocked him, saying, "Okay, food bill $12, tip $0. Bar bills $68. New York Times expense account, the full thing. They'll probably name a special drink after him." And the bartender at the place said, "Looks like someone was knocking down some serious drinks. Bar tab, 80% of what he's complaining about the cost of his meal. Keep it up, buddy. We get paid off of everything. Keep drinking. We still get our share of it." Anyway, and of course, prices are more expensive at an airport because of their partnership with a food travel company, which is true everywhere pretty much.
But it doesn't show about these inside the Beltway elites.
Yeah.
He thinks that Americans think there's inflation because we all eat at airports.
Yeah, and buy Johnny Walker Blue. I mean,
they're so out of touch.
Yeah, that's $300 a bottle. There's something like that.
I've spent far too long in the Newark airport once because we were all fogged in, and that's no place you want to be stuck.
It's Newark. It's still Newark.
Not a place to get stuck.
Oh God! One more complaint.
I'd drink too if I was him.
Well, I wouldn't believe it. A quick a reminder and a thing. I put some video on, speaking of the economy and so forth, this morning, filling up at the local Shell station here, not far away from the radio station. $5.10 a gallon. And again, now I put on Facebook, I said this is after the 31 cent a gallon tax
break. Has it come down?
He does it every month. The governor did it every month. I thought he did it for the month of September. We're in September.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah.
I paid $3.87 Monday.
Well, now I don't know whether the stations have to deduct it. Maybe they don't have to take off the 31 cent deduction.
I thought they did.
The governor allows you to do it, but I don't know if it's mandatory. I don't know. I think let's think. I don't know. If it's mandatory that the state stops charging it, I don't know if it's mandatory that these gas stations stop charging it. I don't know. I don't have the answer.
Then you search out the one with the highest gas price.
I tell you, I was waiting to go home. I didn't want to go for it. Was last night. I thought this morning was last night. I didn't want to go home early because of the damn concert. There was the concert of Eric Church, and I know I'd go the last 80 yards. It'd take me 25 minutes. So I said, I'll just delay myself, and I went in the store and stuff and bought the gas. And so either way, it was $5.10 a gallon. My God. I mean, you've got to be kidding me.
Only for you.
I mean, this is just. I mean, how is that possible? I don't get it. I got a story on Elvis's good deed. Do I have time? No, I don't have. No, I don't have time. I might have time.
You have time. Go for it.
Hold on, I've got it right here.
5, 4.
No, Elvis's good deed.
2.
I missed the anniversary of it. Elvis was in a concert, 1975, on this day. Was joking around, and he noticed a little girl on the far side of the stage. Walked over, knelt down on one knee in front of her, and realized she was blind. He held her hands a few minutes and talked to her without this microphone. Nobody heard in the audience what he was saying to the little girl. He kissed his scarf, touched both her eyes with it. When he was finished, he took the scarf off and held it to the little girl's face.
She was healed.
Complete confidence in what Elvis was doing. The little girl had been blind since birth. He talked to the girl's mother after the concert. He paid for surgery for her little girl's eyesight. Today, restored. She is a computer graphic artist.
He did. He healed her.
He
touched her, and Elvis
5 o'clock.
healed her.
Timber, Pete, and Flounder.
Pop,
Hop, hope, look out. That's right,
pop,
baby. Yeah, baby. Ah! Yeah, boy. 1969, a new weekly TV show, The Music Scene, aired on ABC in America for the first time, 1969. Stevie Wonder, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Tom Jones, Cass Elliot, James Brown, Janis Joplin, and Sly and the Family Stone all booked to appear on The Music Scene, 1969. That was about the time when they had to do a lot of Sonny and Cher had their show, and the Smothers Brothers did a lot of the kind of musical comedy stuff on those shows. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 434. Quick birthday note here. Bonnie Hunt is 62. She was 62. Sarah Whittle in Jumanji, the voice of Sally in Cars, and Renee Zellweger's disapproving sister in Jerry Maguire. That was a great role. She was really a very good actress in that movie. I thought that.
Jumanji? Yeah, I love it.
Jerry Maguire. You never saw Jerry Maguire, did you?
Did not.
How could you not see Jerry Maguire, Mr. Sports expert,
I tried,
with a book and everything?
It bored me.
With your freaking book. You still got your book thing up there.
Yeah, buy my book.
All right, buy his book so we can put something funny up there, would you? Jeez.
Buy my book. It's a stupid book. It's stupid and silly, and it means nothing.
You better not buy it. If you buy that book, you know what's going to happen. Oh, don't trust me.
It's dumb.
Oh.
But it's so dumb it'll make you laugh. And you know what? It's so hefty now. It's bigger.
You can't even pick it up. It's just
if you have a cat that's acting out,
hit the cat with a cat hitter. It's a cat hitter book.
You can make a statement with this book.
Change their attitude entirely with that book.
Instant attitude adjustment right there. It's hefty.
It's a hefty book. Flounder, did I just say it was 5 o'clock coming? Have you been during the break? In my head, I thought it was coming up on 5 o'clock, and I think in my head it said, it's coming at 5 o'clock, and I didn't say that.
I tuned him out. I didn't hear it.
I think most people do. Anyway, if I did, I'm right. It's 4:35. So, all right. And Pete just told me to stop saying what time it is. Everybody knows what time it is.
Because, everybody now, it's on your phone.
But if you're walking along, if you're listening to the radio or something.
Who's walking around listening to us?
I don't wear a watch anymore. In fact,
if they're walking around listening to you, they don't care about the time.
In fact, I have one. When I used to represent a jeweler, they didn't have any money, but they had jewelry. So they used to give me jewelry in return for doing commercials for them. And one of the things they gave me was an authentic European see-through watch. It's a great big dial. It's bigger than a silver dollar. I mean, a great big watch, and you see literally all the way through it, not just the open parts thing. Right, it was $3,500. And I've never worn it, and it's sitting. I think I remember where I put it. Nobody wants it. I asked my grandson one. I asked my daughter's son, my son-in-law. We don't really wear it. Nobody wears white. I said, well, okay, fine.
I don't know. There's a lot of people. I mean, it's like a fetish thing now. There's people like
I don't know.
They got magazines.
The golfers are still doing ads for them for the Rolexes and stuff. So I guess they're still selling them.
Yeah, they're still.
Somebody is. Let's see. 1950. On this day, a reward and a flight for freedom. A communist pilot who defected brought with him the latest MiG-15 or MiG-17. They weren't even sure when he landed in Seoul, South Korea. As promised, the United States Air Force gave him a $100,000 bounty, a reward for sneaking the first commie MiG-15 into American hands.
Remember that when it was a thing that, oh my gosh, we need to, it's like the Clint Eastwood movie, Firefox. We need to get our hands on this. The Hunt for Red October, they've got some special submarine. And now we found out with this stalemate in Ukraine, we don't need anything they got.
Yeah. By the way, I wish they would have done would do a modern day version of Firefox. That
was a good movie.
But the special effects were horrible. But that was a great movie.
Eastwood did a really good job.
It was a really good. Anyway, I got 437. A quick thing, just kind of out of nowhere, and I'm sure I'm going to get ripped for it or something because of it. I don't know what's going on with me, but a first story about what's going on with schools these days. In fact, pretty much every day. Either something pops up on the news or we talk about it involving schools, whether it's trannies' bathrooms or, girls and boys sports and vice versa, whatever. There's something going on in the schools. There's always something. The union problems and all that stuff. Well, a quick look at a high school in Delaware, President Fartface's state. There was apparently two principals used a security camera image of a student's breast to create a meme which they shared with other staff members. The little girl's name is Anya Harmon. The meme replaced the student's face with Janet Jackson's face over a reference to the famous Super Bowl incident, which we just talked about the other day with Justin Timberlake and her breast was exposed in a halftime show. Well, this young lady Harmon, the young girl, Miss Harmon, was involved in an incident where she witnessed two other students, a boy and a girl, arguing in the hallway. She confronted the irate girl involved in the altercation. The other student attacked Harmon. The school employee stepped in, pulled Miss Harmon away from the altercation, which caused part of her clothing to come apart and exposed her breast. So Miss Harmon was a do-gooder helping stop a fight. The people pulled her apart, exposed her breast. Well, the administrators, two principals, then shared the footage with other staff members without blurring the breast, but using Janet Jackson's face on the blurred breast, without blurring the breast. And the mother says, wait a minute, that's my daughter. And they found out it was her daughter, and so now they're suing the crap out of the two. Thank God.
Fire them.
But again, I mean, you couldn't even imagine.
I cannot imagine.
I mean, what the hell's going on in America's schools?
Teachers.
Oh, that's right, too.
Socialist teachers and their unions.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, you got a phone call. Laurie wants to talk to you.
On the actual phone?
Yes, right.
Oh, you sound like I should be aware.
Maybe. Laurie?
Oh, God. Laurie, you're on the radio. Thanks for calling. What's going on, doll?
Hey, Kimmer.
Hey, baby. What's up?
Well, I just want to tell Pete.
Yeah.
I need you to tell me what time, because I'm already 3 deep into some Gentleman Jack. So I need to stay on top of what time it is.
Yeah. In fact, Laurie, somebody told me you were onto that brand new whiskey diet and you've lost 3 days already.
I'm not looking at no clock. I need to hear you tell me what time it is so I can start dinner.
All right, baby. we'll get going. It's 4:40. Yeah, I call drinking.
Have a great weekend.
All right,
Oh, my
sweetie,
God.
you too. God bless America. There's our Kimmer Babe Laurie.
Well, that's going to be some burned fritters right
Doggies.
there.
Well, she lost 4,000 calories. She burned the cookies for an hour in the stove. Well, wash your ears out with this about a classroom. And my buddy Anthony sent me this. And by the way, on my phone, people send me Facebook messages. Anthony, honestly, I showed Pete, there must be 40 of these videos from Anthony, and once in a while we'll actually play them as part of the show. So I love them doing, but every day I open up and say, oh my God, there's 40 more of these videos. Anthony, you're killing me. No, but in a good way, in a happy way. Anyway, you sent me this one. It's a video of two teachers in a classroom, I believe in Ohio. I'm not even sure what year. And I'm not even sure what age classroom it is. They sound, you can hear them, and they sound like 8, 10, 11 years old, something like that, youngsters. The man and the woman are standing together, two teachers, a man and a woman teacher, in front of the class, addressing the class. And the doorway, which you can see, it's a side view camera from in front of the class, and you can see the doorways filled with teachers and staff members and so on and so forth. And with all the fights going on over gender, bathrooms, and trannies and lawsuits and all that kind of stuff, we'll play for you now, and it's a video, but and I'll describe the audio as need be, as we go along. It's a man and a woman standing in front of the class, and here's what he starts asking the class and talking about with the class.
Quiet, please. Eyes up here. Before Mrs. Dudley talks, okay? I think it's about time you address something, okay? Raise your hand if you have heard a rumor about Miss Parker and I.
Miss Parker and me, by the way. All right. I'm sorry.
Hands down.
Who's the teacher?
Shut up.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Who's the brave one? Raise your hand. Who can say what that rumor is? Emily, what's that rumor?
You guys are dating.
Okay. There is a rumor going around that Miss Barker and I are dating. So it's about time that we address that, I think, because I had a couple kids come up to me at recess today and was talking about it. Okay.
This is in their class.
The answer is yes, we are dating.
I love this. I love this. I love this. They're all going nuts.
Quiet!
He's got to get control. But again, he's treating them like responsible
Sister Mary
people.
Elephant.
Quiet!
And we are a little bit more than dating.
Exactly.
No.
They're stupid.
Quiet. They're still going nuts.
And quiet, please.
Here we go.
We are a little bit more than dating because I am completely in love with her.
She's going nuts. She's now bowing her head going, oh, my God, what have I done? Standing next to him.
We're all fired.
She's self-conscious.
Quiet, please.
She's going, oh, my, oh, my.
Quiet, please.
Quiet, please.
Brother.
Quiet, please. I was wondering if Miss Parker would like to become Mrs. Cypher.
And he gets on his knee and pulls out a ring. And then he stands up and she's in his arms.
Says no.
And the kids are going nuts.
She had to know something was up. Why would he invite her into his classroom?
Well, okay. Obviously, the rumor, he said, how many of you heard the rumor? Everybody was talking about them dating. So they finally said, well, geez, let's address it. Okay, to me, when I told Pete about this story, and I don't know if I actually talked to Flan, but I talked to Pete about it. And I know you guys both were probably nervous about doing this, and I know you feel totally different about this than I do at this moment. And when
we'll talk about
when we
come back.
And I think it says something really pretty interesting. And it's 4:45, and what the hell? It's a letter of Friday. Anything goes. So, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder.
Let's talk about it when we come back.
Yeah, we'll come back. We got more. Look out, stand by. We're good. We're here. We're just there's a new Bud Light issue coming up here. Pete mentioned, asked me if I've ever used a brown shaver. By the way, buy his book, will you please? You're killing me. And now the Brown Shaver Company has now come out with an ad of a guy with showing two breast implants.
It's a tranny. And he's bare-chested, and he's shaving a beard, but you can see where there's been two mastectomies done on him. So it's a woman pretending to be a man.
Well, she wouldn't have a beard if she's a woman.
If she's taking those hormones, she would.
Well, Jesus. So anyway, now he or she is using a
this
brown
mentally ill
shaper.
person is being, and basically it's glorifying the genital mutilation.
Yeah, right. Scars. Let's show scars. This is what happens when you remove your gender. The scar. I mean, so they're praising it.
And Europe's already turned its back on it, and other places as well. I hope they sue these doctors out of existence.
BRAUN is the shaver company. I've used brown. I've bought brown shavers. I'm sure. I know I have. Anyway, I'm sorry, Flounder. Play a little music. It's 4:49. Yeah, 4:49. Here we go. My music.
Cripple Creek.
I like this song. This is The Band. 1969, the band released their self-titled album. Peaked at number 9 on the American chart. Included Rag Mama Rag, Up on Cripple Creek, and The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down. That was a Joan Baez song. Was it Joan Baez or was Joan Baez song?
I hate that song.
I thought I liked. Why'd you hate that song?
What do you think?
Oh, well, see, I don't care about the words. I only care about the music. Sorry.
What? That's the dumbest question you've ever asked me. Why do you like that song?
I don't like the music of it. I don't listen to the words. I don't give a crap about the words. I just found out that one of the songs I had Flounder put on my song, it tears me up if I listen to the words. I can only listen to the music. So, so I don't care about the words. I care about the stinking sound of the music of the sound thing. Harmony, I love harmony. I love notes. I love choruses. Anyway, the album was Cripple Getting That Down. In 2000, that was 1969. In 2009, the album was preserved into the National Recording Registry because the album was, quote, culturally, historically, or aesthetically important and reflects life in these United States. The band, Cripple Creek, and etc. Let's see. Another birthday of... got a birthday in here. Tony Basil or Basil. Tony Basil, biggest hit,
Tony
Mickey.
Basil.
Tony Basil.
Oh, that's a great song.
I love that song, Mickey, from 1982. She's 80 years old.
Yeah, she was a choreographer for like cheerleaders and stuff like that for a long time. Actually, in movies and musicals
that name.
and stuff.
I'm trying to remember how I should know.
Tony Basil, I think, is what she was known to. Is it Basil? I think it was.
I thought I have in my head Basil, but I could.
And she was cute.
She's 80, cute. And it says here she's still got it. The guy who wrote this article, the thing on her, says she's 80 years old.
But if you listen to the lyrics, I listened to the lyrics a few years ago for the first time, and if you listen to it closely, it almost sounds like the guy she's going for, that Mickey is gay.
Oh, she's trying to turn him?
But that's because at some point she goes, I'll take it like a man, Mickey. I'll do anything you want.
Flounder. We have to get him. Oh, he's in the back again. See, listen, we got to get Flounder a stewardess. I swear to God, whatever happened in the back there, he's got to get somebody to take care of that for us. Huh?
What is it?
Mickey by Tony Basil or Basil or Basil, Basil. Tony D-O-N-I.
All right. Here we go. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You blow my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, Mickey, you just blow my mind. Let's go down that. Yeah, she does it to me. Okay, you've been around all night, and that's a little long. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't made a move. You think you got the right, but I think you've got it wrong. Why can't you say goodnight so you can take me home, Mickey?
Hey, Mickey.
Because when you say you will, it always means you won't. You're giving me the chills. Baby, please don't. You still leave every night. You still leave me all alone, Mickey. He won't make a move on her. Oh, Mickey, what a pity. You don't understand. You take me by the heart when you take me by the hand. You're so pretty. Can't you understand? It's guys like you, Mickey, that do what you do. Don't break my heart.
Well, it just sounds like...
Wait a minute. Hey, Mickey, now when you take me by the who's ever going to know, every time you move, I let a little more show. There's something you can use, so don't say no, Mickey. So come on and give it to me any way you can, any way you want to do it. I'll take it like a man. Don't leave me in this jam, Mickey.
She's got the hots for him, and he's kind of playing, well, I really don't care.
I'll take it like a man?
Well, you do whatever you want to me, and I'll take it any way you want, like a man. I'm
just saying.
Well,
they're ambiguous at most.
I've got 20 seconds of the song, Flounder. I'm sorry. We were talking over the sound the whole time.
Great video,
Oh, did he already cut it off? Here we go. Sorry, here we go.
I have it on my phone.
I'm trying to hear the song now. God, jeez. Hey, baby. They're going to fire me. I know it. They're just going to fire me.
All right, that's enough.
Totally lost control. I love that. Listen, this is a great part of the song. Listen to music. I mean, it's a happy, it's a great music.
Fun song. The guy's gay.
He's not gay. He's great looking, and she's got the hots for him, and he won't give it to her. And she's begging him, and one day
because he's
will.
gay.
Well, dear God, if you know the number of times I've turned down women who demanded that I service them.
Yeah, I have.
And I've...
I know exactly.
You know exactly the number, I'll be damned. You know, it's the same number I had. Yeah, screw you, how's that?
It rhymes with...
you can all eat me.
It rhymes with okay.
Yeah, rhymes with Nero. Anyway. Oh, tell him, I'm trying to not laugh. Tell him the funny story about the update about someone who tried to mess with Kyle Rittenhouse.
The guy's named Cronk or something. I forget his name. He's just a complete idiot. And I don't know where this happened.
No, Kyle Rittenhouse, back in the day during the Black Lives Matter and Antifa and the riots and all that stuff, Kyle Rittenhouse was the guy who got a gun to help people in Wisconsin. He's from Wisconsin. He went over the state line and everything. And then he tried to kill him, and he fought back. And then he arrested him, and he got cleared because he was self-defense. Kyle Rittenhouse, that guy.
And he shot the guy in the arm.
He shot the guy in the arm, among others. He shot.
So the guy who I think was a pedophile, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was a child molester,
something like that.
Convicted, yeah.
Shame he didn't get him in the head.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so the same guy got shot and lost the court case and all that.
Yeah,
just got run over by a car in a hit-and-run accident, and there's video of it, and they run over him and drag him.
Oh, funny.
And I guess he's still alive, but the hits just keep going.
I'll be damned. He tried to kill Kyle.
He did.
Yeah, he tried to kill him, and Kyle fought back and turned. And again, he was on the ground and turned over and shot him to save his life.
It's a definition of F around and find out.
That's right. Don't poke the bear. And that was like, was there the three guys who tried to kill him?
And two of them were pedophiles?
Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
Yeah.
And Antifa rally, and two were pedophiles.
Yeah, dirtbags. Anyway, 5:55. Oh, sorry, get the time. Our phone number, 404-741.
She's probably 4 sheets to the wind now.
74. I love that line. I'm on the whiskey diet. I've already lost 3 days.
Don't worry about the time, Laurie. Go check the steaks on the stove.
Yeah, if you got something cooking, you might want to. You know, I left my burner on one time all day.
Oh, I did it last week. I cooked a pizza at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And that night before I went to bed, it was like 2 a.m., I went in there, why the hell's the oven still on? I left it on all night.
Well, I remember I cooked something for breakfast, and I have a gas stove, and I cooked it, and for some reason I had it on, and I remember I came home from work, and it was still on.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not good at all. Thank God to keep it on low heat, but so there weren't flames flicking around the thing.
The
but
blue
still,
flames were coming out? Oh, God.
Yeah, all day.
Remind me to never have you house set.
I know, my God. By the way, I got to get Flounder's cleaner over there. I'm getting sick of it myself. I clean the dust off the thing. Anyway, okay, a quick crime update in case you just joined us and know what's going on. It's Literate Friday, anything goes, but there is a lot of newsy stuff going on. That dirtbag Senator Bob Menendez, I still can't get over the balls on this guy. I mean, it's unbelievable. A few years ago, he was indicted on bribery charges and taking bribes, and if it weren't for the fact that he was involved with a mob and the jury, surprisingly, was a hung jury, somebody didn't want to convict him, and so he got away with it. That was several years ago, and he was also one of the guys who used to go down to Herpes Island. What's his name? The dead Epstein's Island. And he was down there a lot, Menendez from New Jersey, the senior Democratic senator, absolutely, well known with the young girls. Anyway, so he got caught, and then he got off it because it was a hung jury, and then he kept doing it, and now he's been caught with his wife. This is the President Fartface crime family plan, where you have in President Fartface's case, it was his son selling the influence. In this case, the guy's wife would go around collecting money, not only money. They caught him with $100,000 $100,000 in solid gold bars. Also, $500,000 in hidden cash in his clothes, in his closet, in boxes and envelopes, just like Herman Talmadge got caught at the time with the hundreds of thousands in his closet. But Menendez also got Mercedes, got his mortgage paid. He was on the take. And it was for 3 Egyptian businessmen so that he would vote in favor of things that helped Egypt. So the guy's willing think of the nerve on this man. He got caught once and got away with it. Wouldn't you think he'd say, boy, honey, let's keep what we got and thank God we got away with that one. He had to have more money.
None of them think they'll ever be held responsible for anything.
But to think that, the complete nerve of it to keep going. And by the way, they've got DNA and fingerprints on the money from the guys in Egypt who gave. So he's going this time. They're going to have to get him
This
away.
is corruption like Louis the 16th.
It's unbelievable.
And you know what happened to him?
Yeah, well, the head didn't have the head come off there at one point there at the very end there. Shoot, don't look up, Louis. Whew. Holy shit.
Heads will roll.
Whoa. And again, this is right. I tape recorded this. It was so funny. The FBI agent, James Smith, at the podium today, I have it on my phone videotape. At the podium today, FBI agent James Smith said, what I want to talk to you about today is the FBI's public corruption. And then he said, oh, no, excuse me, no, the FBI investigating public corruption. As I screamed at the scene, we got it right the first time. And now it's coming up on 5 o'clock with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Holy crap, at sports, we got more comedy bits, Skynet tweets, we got it all. And stand by like a... Breaking news? Let's get it together, ladies. Shoulder, right a blank. Ready on your dog. Target. Road guards out. 503, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kipper with Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls. Great to have you aboard. We got a little breaking news here. We've been making fun of President Fartface all day, and we'll continue doing so because there's now even more reason. Coming up, we have... here we are. Breaking. It's breaking news.
All right, we got a couple of things. First, the government's dumping some videos about the UFOs at the border, which you need to look at because it's kind of weird.
Now, you're on. Is that Daily Mail? Where can I see the video?
Daily Mail.
And this is breaking right now, right? I mean, we're seeing this first time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And tell them what we just saw. Go back to so we can see it. It's unbelievable.
That's the other story. That's basically it. There's UFOs at the border.
Oh. So, well, no. The other story was John Pierre.
That's
all right, but describe what we were watching on the video.
It looked like little white drones that were chasing like a warthog. It looked like he was chasing one of those planes.
Jet fighters, American jet fighters flying in the sky, and you could
around
see
the border, and you can see
a tiny little dot or a something
like a drone
zigzagging a zillion angles at any second, doing whatever it wanted to, almost like if you were doing a joystick on a computer. What do you call the little things, the X's when you're doing on a computer, when you have your mouse? What's the thing at the end of the mouse? The little
joystick.
No, but the dot thing that goes around the screen. If you take your mouse and go like this, the little dot on the screen runs around. What's the dot?
I don't know.
Oh my God! What's the little check mark when you move your mouse? The corresponding thing on the pointer dot that you move. In other words, it looks like if you were to take your mouse and go like this, and the thing goes all over the place really fast, and like 1,000,000 miles a second. That's what it looked like.
Okay, that's what it looks like. Also, when Karine Jean-Pierre was asked why did the president say the same story twice in a row, word for word, and NBC's Kelly O'Donnell asked this.
Who is no fan of Donald Trump or Republicans.
Here's her response. The president was speaking from the heart. That's her defense. that he did that twice. And even NBC is noticing he did it. And the president's speaking from his heart. So it's okay to repeat the same story 2 minutes later.
It's such nonsense.
They're laughing at us. Just laughing at us.
This is complete disrespect. I mean, everybody knows it now. I mean, now it's not
even the liberal media is calling it out, and they're still looking you right in the eyes and say, "There's nothing to see." The president is fully clothed. The emperor has no clothes. Oh, yes, he does.
How many times have you? Well, you probably haven't seen it unless you watch Fox. Every time he's at an event, he doesn't know what to do. He wanders off from a podium or a microphone or whatever and turns around and kind of looks like he doesn't know where he is or what to do next. How is that possible?
It's a cursor.
A cursor. A cursor. See, now how come it took that long? Nobody tell you what the hell that thing was.
We're about to curse.
Okay, now again, we looked at the video, and if you go to Daily Mail, I guess has it, and I don't know, I assume you can probably find it. And again, is this a release from the Pentagon, or I actually missed who released the video? What's the story?
The video on the
UFO thing,
UAPs or whatever they're called. It says government secret UFO dump. And they got some guy, ex-Pentagon official, saying this. It says the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol has uploaded 10 videos that appear to show craft moving in strange ways in our skies, saying it's a security threat. Well, first of all...
The Border Patrol?
Well,
So is this at
you got to take this with a grain of salt because they want more money for the military-industrial complex. And here's another thing. We're going to have to spend billions to stop these UFOs. Here it's coming. It's coming.
Well, you think this is fake?
I think some of it is, yeah.
Oh God! What do they mean? A secret dump? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Where did the video come from?
That's a good question. It says they've uploaded them. So where do they upload
who's
them?
They?
The U.S. Customs and Border Patrol.
Well, I'll be damned. Well, they named them then, so they must be. Unless they're making up the story, it's going to be public if they're already saying they named them who they are.
I know.
It says the headline: UFOs are a security threat.
Yeah.
Duh. I think the only possible explanation why they haven't admitted what they know is because they know we'd be scared crapless.
Well, there's a bunch of scientists that held a forum the other day saying, look, if all this is true, that you've taken this alien craft and you've reverse engineered to come up with all this technology, and you haven't shared that with the most scientists, what are you doing?
Well, it's just I don't. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we going? What's our future?
You could use not only for military benefit, but you could use that for health benefits and science and medicine.
Well, look at the technology. I mean, we'll never understand. Well, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever understand it until we get wiped out. Thank God they don't want our blood or whatever. I mean, Soylent Green.
Well, Rocco, Rocco can shine some light on this. Rocco is online.
Rocco, right? We got Rocco. Hey, Rocco, what's going on, man? Welcome aboard.
What's going on, fellas?
Yeah,
hey, listen.
Yeah.
When Biden announces he will not run again, it will be on a Friday night, because that's when they dump everything on a Friday night when nobody's supposedly watching. But I want to talk about this Bob Menendez situation.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example of how dirty the FBI is.
Yeah.
Because this raid, Kimmer and Pete and Flounder, it happened in June of 2022. When they raided Mar-a-Lago, you had pictures the very next day.
Yeah.
When they raided Roger Stone's house, a CNN TV crew was in the driveway.
That's right. Yeah.
They kept it under wraps for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Where's the pictures? Where's the video of all the gold bars and all this stuff at his house?
Well, and remember, let's remember also when it went to Donald Trump's, the FBI actually staged taking the documents and putting them in piles next to each other as though that's the way they were found. And that's not the way they were found. They were under lock and key. And yet the FBI staged it to look like he was just hanging around with them on the freaking coffee table or something. I mean, these guys are scoundrels. The head of the FBI said he ought to be in prison. He's a freaking liar. He's a traitor to his country. He's covering up crimes at the FBI, and the man is responsible for a coup in America.
Right. Where's the FBI pictures of Bob Menendez's house? And going through his wife's underwear drawer.
Yeah,
Where's
exactly.
the pictures of all that?
Yeah, I know. You're right. Absolutely.
It's scummy.
Two-tiered justice system in this country, and every time the Republicans or conservatives say it, everybody else always denies it as though, well, just white supremacists. I mean, if you don't need more proof, I can't imagine it. It's just sitting right here in front of us every stinking day. Here we go again.
Track down Grandma, Grandpa from Alaska who walked through the Capitol on January 6th, but yet they let Bob Menendez go to work every single day.
Yeah, and Ray Epps, a year and a half later, he's finally a misdemeanor after he's been free to have fun with his family. Anyway,
it's disgusting.
It's the country. It's where we've got to stop it, and the only way we can stop it is electing the wrong people.
I want to give a shout out to the U2 Mafia.
Outstanding. Please do. Again, we're one big happy family here, and since rarely people call, YouTube is the other way to keep in touch. So God bless everybody. Let's all be friends. Thank you, Rocco. Go ahead. No,
we talk crap about you on YouTube every day, but it's all
that's fine. I can take it. 512.
We got a couple people. Certified Horse Husband says, I also like the time announcements.
Well, there you are. Certified Horse Husband. I like it.
And Cabeza de Vaca says, Kong rules.
Kong rules. There you are. And not that freaking Godzilla.
Team
Kong,
Godzilla.
Man. Kong.
Okay, break the tie.
Kong.
Break the tie, Flounder.
I'm going to go Godzilla.
Yeah!
Go
Godzilla!
Because you young freaking whippersnappers, no one ever heard of Godzilla when King Kong was on the freaking with Fay Ray on the Empire State Building.
Godzilla. Sorry.
Oh, God. I can't.
They didn't make a Mecha King Kong, did they? They made a Mecha Godzilla.
I've never even heard of that.
That was that movie, Godzilla versus King Kong. They fought the Mecha.
Well,
you didn't watch the end of it?
No, I didn't like him.
You need to watch. Okay,
I didn't like him banging around King Kong.
If you watch the end of it, you'll like it.
God, now I got another project. And now I got to watch the one about the baseball player in the cornfield.
Field of Dreams?
Jeez, there goes this weekend.
Before baseball season ends?
5:30.
You think you could do that?
Yeah, I'm going to write a couple of Olympic stories, too, when I get to it this week.
Johnny Midnight.
5:13. Johnny Midnight next. 5:13 with the Killer Pete and Flounder. Holy crap, it's sports, all right. On TV, one Democrat after another condemning that white trash scumbag Senator thing from Pennsylvania. Tommy Lasorda was born on this day in 1927. He died 2 years ago. And we got sports. And holy crap, we got sports with holy crap, it's Pete Davis.
Good and bad for the Bravos last night. The Braves spanked the Nationals 10-3 as a few offensive records were set, like this one.
There'll be a shot down the left field line. Olsen might have just got one out of here. He did. Right on down the left field line, a bullet just over the wall and a few rows deep. And that is his 53rd home run of the year, and it's 8-1 Braves. 371 feet the opposite way. Power to all fields for Matt. And he flexes his muscles on that one.
Ben Ingram is hurt on 680 The Fan. That's a good call, right?
And
there.
by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you may not know this. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you're watching as Pete Davis, for the first time, is now actually in control of his own sports bites because Flounder and Pete set up a system where he can now go to the computer.
The first time since 2006.
That's right. Since our old radio
since
days
2006. I just hit my own sports.
There you are. It's a thing.
I think you mean 2016.
No, I wasn't hitting my own things back then.
When we were at News Radio, you were, because you hit the screen, yeah.
Well, then, thank you.
Well, all right, so he was 10 years off. The man's,
Anyway,
like we were saying,
Matt Olson tied the Atlanta franchise record, 132 ribbies. Gary Sheffield, he's tied with 53rd home run. Ozzie Albies reached 100 RBIs, and he kept getting some
Good
more.
for him, yeah. Absolutely.
Ronald Acuna Jr. tied a career high with his 4th triple of the season, and Max Fried 6 strong innings of 1-run ball. And then had to go back on the 5th. I was sitting there watching the game last night. Yeah. Everything's working just fine right now. Watch me wake up in the morning and somebody's hurt.
Yeah.
Max Fried's on the 15-day injured list. Blisters.
Was that what it was? I didn't see what
He's
happened.
got that dadgum blister on his finger.
I got blisters on my fingers. Didn't they used to pitchers used to work to get their hands so you can't get a blister?
Yeah, I don't know why the
even
technology,
the rough skin stuff, isn't it?
The medicine now.
I can't believe it.
I know they got the glue that you can put on. They got the fake skin.
There's no way you should get a blister.
Well, especially after he hasn't had this problem for a while. He had it in the minor leagues and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe he'll be back for the postseason. That's what we can hope for.
15 days?
Yeah. Right-hander Darius Vines has been brought up from Gwinnett. Yeah. Jackson Stevens struggled in the 9th last night, gave up 2 runs, and had the bases loaded before ending the contest. It was like, do you have to get the closer up? You had a 10-1 lead. Yeah. Anyway, the magic number to clinch home field advantage in the National League is now down to 6. Mm-hmm. So we need that. 1948 on this date. For the 4th time that season, Stan Musial had 5 hits and 5 at-bats and set a National League record. Well, that can't be right.
No, he was an American leaguer.
He's an American leaguer, according to you.
It's San Diego there, or St. Louis, same town.
St. Louis, yeah.
I was mistaken one time before there.
Tied with Ty Cobb.
We're going to probably forget that.
Never will. Maybe the most embarrassing moment in baseball, besides you thinking Stan Musial was in the American League.
For the Stan
and
Musial.
Broadcasting history occurred before the Yankees game last night as pompous-ass Stephen A. Smith bounced. I said bounced like a little girl. The ceremonial first pitch. Paraplegics throw harder than Stephen A. Smith. From the grave, Stephen Hawking is laughing. And he just hung his head. He knew he's never going to live this down.
But describe what it was like before he threw the pitch walking to the mound.
He's swagging and back and forth and tossing the ball.
He's got the full package going, diddy bopping, and got the shoulders shrugging, and turns around like he's freaking King Kong to the bed, and he bounces.
And then he threw the pitch.
Oh, no!
And it bounces.
Oh, man.
I guarantee you, if I ever did that, it would be over the catcher's head before it would bounce.
Well, you got to be. He never threw a ball before he got out there to throw that one? How could you not go in the dugout, or, anywhere and throw 5 or 6 of them, just general principle?
He said he did. He was practicing under the...
And all the times he's made fun of other people for doing stuff.
Well, good. He got his comeuppance.
How cheap are the Oakland A's?
Yeah.
Tigers future Hall of Famer Miguel Cabrera played his last game there. And like other teams, the Athletics gave Miggy a present.
A present his last game.
A bottle of 2021 Camus Cabernet Sauvignon.
God, that's got to be like $40, $50.
It retails for $79.99.
Well, I was way off.
In comparison, the Yankees gave the slugger his own custom subway sign and a $10,000 check for his foundation. The Dodgers got him his own star on Hollywood, his Hollywood star.
I'll be damned.
And the Angels gifted him a custom surfboard, because he does surf every now and then.
Cool.
Cool. The Guardians gave him a custom guitar. The Rangers, a custom saddle. The Marlins hooked him up with cigars, a custom cigar box, and his favorite rum. But the A's gave him a bottle of $80 wine. That is, oh my God. Georgia has landed a commitment from Alpharetta High tight end Ethan Barber.
Now, I don't know much about Mr. Barber.
Well, he's passed up Auburn, South Carolina, Alabama, and Ohio State to go to Georgia. So that's pretty 2025 cycle.
I would think that now that Georgia's a 2-time champ and looking like they may be a 3-time champ, there'll be a lot of star players wanting to get on this team.
You think? Is that your theory on this?
Well, on the other hand, if you're a star player and you think, God, there's like 9 other 5-star quarterbacks want to come here, why would I want to go to Georgia?
That's true.
So it could backfire.
Congrats to Georgia State for going 4-0 for the first time in their short history by winning at Coastal Carolina last night.
I saw a little of the football last night on actual TV, Georgia State. Good for you, Pete
My
Davis.
alma mater.
That's right.
Tonight, the Badgers visit the Boilermakers, NC State of Virginia, Boise State at San Diego State, and Air Force at San Jose State.
Well, there you go.
As Oregon State and Washington State prepare for their top 25 matchup tomorrow, amidst the strong possibility they're going to be stripped of their Power 5 status next season because they're no longer going to be in the big conference. Oregon State Athletic Director Scott Barnes says he is curious about the possibility of copying what the Euroweenies do with soccer. Promotion and relegation in college football. You know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
All right. It's a model used in most pro soccer leagues around the world. It allows teams to move up and down through different divisions or leagues based on their on-field performance that season. Like if you're at the bottom of the English Premier League, you go down to the other league. And if you're at the top of the other league, like the minor league, you get to go up and play with the big boys.
So who ranks the leagues?
Well, it's a point system. How many you win? It's a win-loss thing.
Well, but how would they do that?
Well, it's your win-loss. If your win-loss record is worse than everybody else's, guess what? You're not playing with the big boys again next year.
Yeah, but it depends on your competition. Like University of Colorado's not always going to be ranked number 1 because they're 2-0.
Yeah.
Or 3-0, whatever, right?
Well, this could allow the smaller schools to work their way up.
Well, I don't know what's going on.
They're going to have to do something because they can't leave Oregon State and Washington State out next year. They can't do that.
And now you're going to have one conference is going to have 30 teams in it.
I was talking to my cardiologist the other day because he's a big football fan too, and we're talking. It's probably going to get down to maybe 3 super conferences, maybe 2, and it's all because of TV. It's all because of TV,
TV money,
and money, and it's disgusting.
We'll have an East Conference and a West Conference, and that'll be the ball game, and then let them work it out by wins
or
and losses,
one big conference, and they'll just do like the NFL, which what they think they're going for anyway. They want to be a minor league NFL.
Yeah.
Last night in the NFL, 49ers over the Giants 30-12.
Was there a game last night? Because I didn't have my watch to be able to watch on my watch with a game watch.
Amazon doesn't have a watch.
Your Amazon watch, and I didn't have my watch to watch a freaking NFL game that they don't give a. They don't give a crap about guys like me. They just don't care. They don't care whether I get to watch NFL games anymore. So screw you. I'm not going to do any of your sponsors. How about that?
Amazon paid Roger Goodell a lot of money, so no. They don't care about you.
That's right.
Let's see. There was another brawl in the stands between women this time.
I saw part of that. What was going on? Where was this?
In San Francisco, of course.
The game, football.
Yes, San Francisco.
The game of, sissified.
No.
Oh, my God.
Traveled with the Falcons for 5 years. We went out there for 5 straight years. I went to New York, to Philly, to Green Bay, everywhere that pretty much St. Louis. The worst fans in the National Football League are in San Francisco. The most nasty, foul-mouthed, horrendously stinking, bad, just ugly people.
Describe the video of what the fight was like and who was involved in it.
Good-looking women going at it.
Girls.
And some guy with a big gold chain just reaches with one hand. He's got his beer in one hand, reaches out with his paw and grabs one of them by the hair and just pulls him to the side.
And the chicks are fighting. I mean, they're going fist fight. I mean, it's
Chick
unbelievable.
Fight.
And I'll tell you, you mentioned this. I can agree with you. When I lived in San Francisco for 2 years, and the one time I went to a Giants or a San Francisco football game, I actually had to go get a young girl who was being dragged away by a couple of rowdy drunks from all of her girlfriends. They were all kind of holding around, and these 2 guys said, "Come on, baby, you're coming with us," and they dragged her screaming away. And her friends looked at me because I was the one who was kind of paying attention. Said, "No, we don't know them. And so I had to go get her." I mean, it's, me, just one guy taking on two guys saying, hold on a minute, having to separate and fight him to get the girl back to her girlfriend in San Francisco.
Oh, they're the worst. And I know you're wondering just what pickup line did Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce use to land Taylor Swift?
What did he use?
Here it is.
Yeah.
Quote, I threw the ball in her court and said, I've seen you rock the stage at Arrowhead. You might have to come see me rock the stage at Arrowhead and see which one's a little more lit.
Yeah, lit.
End quote.
Yeah.
And that worked?
Well, apparently, I guess they actually seen each other. I think it says they may hung out together, but I'm not even sure they've actually even seen each other in person.
Well, that's not exactly Cyrano de Bergerac.
From the balcony.
But women are easier these days.
Yeah. So, that's true. They're very easy.
Or maybe they just lowered their standards, Kim.
Well, that's a good sign for me.
That's true. And finally,
I'm going to bring it back to the Kimmer.
Aaron Rodgers believes.
I need somebody real bad.
What kills me is not that you're bringing it back to you. Is that you brought it back to you 3 times during this sportscast.
So maybe you never left.
Aaron Rodgers believes that listening to the sounds of making love will help heal his torn Achilles.
Crickets.
Flounder, what do you think? What does Aaron Rodgers believe the sound of making love will help heal his Achilles tendon?
Dolphins.
Well, now, what the hell's the sound of dolphins
I just guessed that. Wow.
Really? You just
guessed that? I had no idea.
Dolphins. Yeah.
Well, what sound do they make making love? Obviously a squeak, unless they're not the sound of the actual insertion thing, right?
Give it to me. That's what they do.
It's not like...
That's how it sounds like.
Squeaking.
It's like Flipper. Yeah. Oh, baby, give it to me. Oh, yeah.
Oh, right there.
Oh, that's it. That's the spot. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, reading cue cards. Oh, my God, it's 5:30. I can't even believe it. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We got more coming up, too. Look out. Oh, my goodness. Gross. How you doing? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. 5:31 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We're still in storm season. Pretty good weather right now. But, when that wind picks up, I just had to get my flag the other day from being ripped off my deck. If you have weather issues in your home, Metro Atlanta Roofing and Remodeling is the company to get a hold of because they take care of the problems with heat and wind and rain and storms. Your storm damage experts. Metro Atlanta Roofing and Remodeling. Free drone inspection. So, maybe you had some hail damage from that a couple of weeks ago and you're not sure. Maybe something rattling around up there. Could be something real simple. Maybe a loose shingle. By the way, Metro Atlanta Roofing and Remodeling, when they put a shingle or fix your roof, they put actually more nails per shingle than the other guys just to make sure they're better than everybody else. It's true. They've been doing this licensed and insured for 40 years or something. If they fix a leak at your place, the warranty means it's 100% fixed, period. And if you need a new roof, it's a lifetime warranty for both materials and labor. A+ business rating. And Barry Reese, he owns Detroit. He's a licensed insurance adjuster. So if you have a claim to worry about, he'll be sure he's on your side and nobody's going to mess around with you. Soffits and rafter tails and fascias and flashings. I don't know what it is, but they sure do. And they take care of all of it, guaranteed. 10% discount for veterans right off the top, by the way. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. 470-538-1729. On the web, MetroAtlantaRoofing.com. 6. How's it going? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete and Flounder and the Doors.
You're true.
Oh, yeah?
Know that I would be a liar.
A liar? Well, what do you mean by that?
It was to say to you.
It's the same note here. So
couldn't get much higher.
It's going to varying the notes here. Oh, there we go. It's the Doors. And it was on this day in 1967. The Doors appeared on Fire on the Murray the K Show on WPIX TV in New York City, 1967, playing and performing People Are Strange and Light My Fire. Luckily, it's the same song, and with the same notes, they just changed the words because they never have changed anything, including their tune.
You Philistine.
But they're probably the best band anyone's ever heard, I guess, probably. Let's see, quick birthday.
Well, they're no Dave Clark 5, I know that.
Well, there you are. I don't know who is. Sherry Belafonte, the daughter of Harry Bell, is 69 today.
Good-looking woman in her time.
Yeah. In fact, she bought some stuff from my mother's antique store many times, and Harry did also.
Wasn't she in the show Hotel with James Brolin? Wasn't that her?
Oh, God, you know? That may very well have been her. I can't. We should probably Google it. Staff.
Nah, it's not worth doing that.
A sports thing, Pete. Yeah. On this day in 1969, the great Willie Mays hit the 600th home run of his career against the San Diego Padres. He ended his career with 660 in 1969.
You know what his favorite book was?
The Ungodly Sports Person by Pete Davis.
The Totally Biased Guide to Southern College Football.
Okay, I wish you'd start buying this freaking book.
Available on Amazon.
You know, I've been trying to change the board back here the whole day, but I'm afraid to go back and change the board. No, I don't want to change the board. You're the one who. Hell no, man. I was going to put up something, clever, but tomorrow, maybe Monday. And one more sports thing. In 1927, Jack Dempsey knocked out heavyweight champ Gene Tunney in the 7th round, theoretically, to regain his trying to regain the title.
Yes, sir.
The referee refused to start the count until Dempsey went to a neutral corner, giving Gene Tunney an extra 4 seconds to recover, which he did, and went on to win the fight.
The long count.
Jack Dempsey knocked him out, but didn't get credit for it, and Tunney went on to win.
Wow.
Because the ref didn't count for 4 seconds while he walked slowly over to the corner.
Was there a rematch after that?
I don't remember. I think Dempsey regained the title, or took the title. No question. But I can't remember. All right, now, 5:30, 5:39. Let's see. Coming up, we'll talk about Senator Creature. Oh, God, what did I forget? Oh, all right. What?
Skynet.
Oh, God. Well, just next time, just hit the sounder or something. Hell of a note or something. God. And now Pete Davis.
Anyone watching on YouTube, just knows what a farce all this is.
Now, there's not.
All right, Skynet.
It's delayed. It's 9-minute delays.
From lollipop-flavored Coke to digitally made beef stew, food and drinks are now designed by AI. Will you buy them and eat them? A lot of fear about this coming up.
Well, what do they mean? I don't know what that means.
Mars bars, okay?
Yeah.
They're going to make all kinds of stuff. Mars company is alcohol and vegan foods. Chilean food tech company Notco is using the AI machine to create vegan versions of dairy and meat products because they go down to the molecular level.
Yeah, I don't. Is this like the paper mache guns as they're talking about? Or what do they call those when you make the paper guns?
The printers, the 3D printer.
The 3D printers.
They're using AI to just design food.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Kraft is doing this. They're going to have an AI designed cheese called Kraft Not Cheese Slices.
In other words, what you're saying is that this computer will change the kinds of molecules and food ingredients to come up with a different flavor. Or
Kraft has a bunch of scientists in lab coats who are trying to find new ways to make food, Lunchables and Uncrustables and stuff like that. Well, instead of having them do it, they'll have the machine come up with the new food.
I don't know how the machine can do it. Looking through his machine eyes and using his machine fingers to put the dough together. What the hell are they talking about? AI can't make food. You got to be kidding me. I don't get any of this. I don't like this. This is America, and I don't like what's going on. I don't want to live this way.
A Swedish whiskey company has gotten together with a Finnish tech company. They've come up with the AI whiskey, calling it the perfect whiskey, even though some whiskey people say it just doesn't have any soul to it.
So, what the hell does that mean?
Well, whiskey has a soul.
No, it doesn't. It's barley and mints or whatever they put in there.
It is the water of life.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, Beck's Beer is coming out with a ChatGPT-inspired and built beer that does put it together. And a Hungarian energy drink maker named Hell has asked their AI to design a new flavor for their Hell drink.
I don't know what it means.
And they're calling it Hell, and I don't know what Hell tastes like. Sulfur?
Okay. I'm really being very common serious right here. I don't know what it means when they say that AI, which is a computer,
I'll tell you,
will design a flavor.
Food is
I don't know what that means.
Flavor is all about molecules and pheromones and stuff like that. Usually you have guys with beakers and, and Bunsen burners and, goggles doing this.
Right.
Well, now they just put the information into the AI and say, you come up with something different.
But when these scientists in their human hands take a bottle of syrup and then take a bottle of sugar concentrate and take a bottle of lemonade flavoring and mix it all together and then taste it, they say, this tastes pretty good because we use this, and this. How the hell is a computer going to be able to not only mix it, but taste it?
It doesn't have to taste it. It knows how it's going to taste because it's compared its ingredients and compounds to other things that it knows what it tastes like. You want a cherry flavor? It'll put together these amounts of molecules to make something taste like cherry because they know what a cherry tastes like when they put their molecules into the machine.
Well, I don't like any of this.
Well, that's what they're saying. The whiskey, it tastes like whiskey, but it just doesn't have, the vivacisoire, whatever the French call it.
That's such nonsense. You could take the ingredients of a guy making the whiskey and give the same ingredients to a machine making the whiskey. And it's the same damn result. And you can't tell me that there's a human element swirl taste in it.
But that's the thing. You just hit to the key there. No human element, no humans to pay.
Well, true. But someone's got to program it.
Okay, you've watched Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
When they go get something to eat, and he goes up to the thing, he says, I want steak and potatoes. He hits the button, and it goes, and there it is.
Right.
That's how they're going to get to that.
Well, I'm sure that's true. They already have it. I mean, you can.
They can print food. There's a 3D printer that will print food for you.
Yeah.
Steak.
That's right.
It'll do a steak.
That's right. They use. Don't they use blood of cows? And
enzymes and protein.
Yeah. And it tastes like it.
We should do that one day. If someone has that 3D printed food and real food, and we could do a taste test or something. Yeah.
I don't know who can do it. You have to have a factory. I think it's got to be a company that does that kind of crap. I don't know.
Bob doesn't have one in his basement either?
No, I don't think so. 544. Before we take a break, we've got some more newsy stuff here, and we still have can we have a Flounders Funny? Is he coming? There we go. Have time for Flounders Funny?
Sure.
Excellent. Here, a little Flounders Funny here for you. 544.
Women timed the fight for equality brilliantly. Right? I mean, brilliant. 5,000 years, men, we were fighting lions and tigers and hunting buffalo. And women were like, we'll just pick the berries. You guys got that. You guys, all right. You guys are brave. Look at it. Wow, so courageous. Look at you hunting that buffalo. Second they put air conditioning in office buildings, women are like, we want equality. March for it, girls. You played the long game, ladies. Well done. Played the long game.
Did you see the latest eco-terrorist thing?
No.
They're coming for air conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
Give it your best shot.
Yeah, try it down here, Pally boy. See what happens to you. Be coming through the window, face first. It's 5:45. The Kim Repeat and Flounder. Here we go.
participate in this meeting and conversations with my children and interacting with my staff.
Yeah.
I had a stroke about 18 months ago, and I have lost my ability to fully process language.
Why are you in the
And I like to think I was an empathetic person, truly. But until that happened, I've raised to a whole different kind of level.
Fine. He just said he can't process language. And I read a text earlier from his doctor that said he's perfectly capable, 100% ready to go back to work in a full capacity, no problem at all. I mean, this is a laughing stock.
He's creating laws that you have to live under.
We played the comment the other day where he was talking about in this hodgepodge of speech where he was trying to make a point that how many billionaires do you need with yachts where people are water skiing behind billionaires' yachts? What the hell? I mean, it's just unfreaking believable. And it's just, of course, look at your president. President Warmonger complimented the Congressional Black Caucus in front of them when, in fact, he was actually talking to the Congressional Hispanic Caucus yesterday and bragging about what a great deal of good work the Black Caucus does while he was standing in front of the Hispanic Caucus. Among the 3 gaffes he's made just this week alone, it's just unbelievable. And then the podium princess today. Oh no, there's no border crisis. There's an issue. There's an issue that needs to be addressed. And then she blamed Republicans. She's claiming that the Republican Congress won't fix the border. They can't fix the border because the Democrats are never going to vote for anything except what Biden wants to do, which is an open border. There's been 10,000 in one day. When Peter Doocy said, "How do you explain that?" She refused to answer. Every single member of the press corps should have asked the same question after, repeated it every single time until they make her cry. Make her cry and turn on her heels and spin away from the podium, showing that they turn their back on America, which is exactly what they're doing. 5:54. Let's play that soundbite, Flounder, if you don't. I'm sorry, he's in the back end. We got to get him a stewardess. The pilot, the Marine Corps pilot, had to ditch the plane in the Carolinas, and the poor guy who realized all of a sudden something happened in his backyard and called 911. And here's a 911 call. You hear the farmer where the crash scene was and the pilot in the 911 call right here. And listen to the operator.
What's the address of the emergency? Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I guess we got a pilot at our house, and he says he got ejected. So he ejected from the plane. So we just see if we could get some ambulance, please.
I'm sorry, what happened?
We got a pilot in the house, and I guess he landed in my backyard, and we were trying to see if we could get a ambulance to the house, please.
Okay. So, okay.
She doesn't get any of
this. What number that you're calling from? Okay.
There's a white man in my backyard.
Give me just a moment.
Yeah, no problem.
There's white men in my backyard.
I made it in a neighborhood.
That's the pilot speaking.
Okay, are you with the patient now?
Patient.
Yes.
Okay, how old is the patient?
47. So we had a military jet crash.
This is the pilot here.
I'm the pilot. We need to get rescue rolling. I'm not sure where the airplane is. It would have crash landed somewhere. I ejected.
Okay, how far did he fall?
I was at 2,000 feet.
You're talking to him, ma'am.
What caused the fall?
An aircraft failure.
Oh, my God.
Okay, is there any serious bleeding?
I don't know. I can't see myself.
No, you look fine.
No, you look fine.
What did the other person say?
I feel okay. My back just hurts.
Okay.
Has there been a report of an airplane crash?
I have not seen any come up yet. Okay, what part of the body was injured?
Ma'am, I'm a pilot in the military aircraft, and I ejected. So I just rode a parachute down to the ground. Can you please send an ambulance?
Yes, sir. I've already told you they're on their way. I'm just required to ask these questions while they're en route.
Here in Mount Pilot, we have to ask all the questions.
Anyway, I remember calling 911 once when I was driving on an interstate going to Florida from here or someplace. I didn't know where I was. It was the middle of the night, whatever. And I saw some guy on the overpass looked like he was throwing stuff onto cars. So I'm driving along at 80 or whatever it was, and I called 911 from wherever the hell I was in North Florida, maybe. And I said, "Hi, my name is Peterson. I'm driving a car. I'm driving a so-and-so, and in mile number 116, about a mile earlier, going southbound on the so-and-so, it looked like a guy was throwing stuff over an overpass." And she said, what jurisdiction was it? I said, "Ma'am, I'm driving in my car. I don't know where I am. I'm telling you the number of the, have you called the local deputy sheriff?" I said, "Ma'am, my God, I don't." And finally I said, "You know what? Forget it. for the record, there's an overpass at mile so-and-so, and now I got to go, and I hung up the phone. If they wanted to look it up, they could look it up.
A few years ago, Five Forks Strickham out there by Lilburn. I'm sitting there eating a sandwich in a parking lot, and I see a wreck. Somebody ran the red light, and there's a wreck. It's pretty nasty. You can tell someone's probably hurt. So I call 911, and the biatch on the phone refused to take the information. She kept saying, "What? I need your name and your phone number and address, sir." I said, "You know you don't. You need an ambulance out here and the fire department, the police to come. There's been a really bad wreck here." She goes, "Well, sir, you're going to have to give me your name." And it's like, I ain't got to give you crap. Here's where it is. Here's what's going on. She goes, "One more time, sir." I click. And I hung up on her.
Unbelievable.
All she cared about was getting my name and number.
Yeah.
What do they need that for?
Well, I've heard legal, a court case, witnesses. I mean, I can see it, but it does. The thing is to get somebody there. I mean, that's the issue.
That's what 911's supposed to be. Yeah. They're not to collect your information.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, plans for the weekend?
Football, baby.
Oh, that's right. Don't talk. In fact, I almost made a mistake of trying to text you on last Saturday, and I thought, whoops,
somebody better be
Don't
dead.
hit send. Flounder, anything going on this weekend?
Same old, nothing special.
You know the rule. If you text me, it better be, did you just see that?
Yeah, right. Oh, my God, I can't believe that coach missed that. And then you're a mother in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and your little girl, Thea, who's 2 years old, wanders off into the woods with the two family dogs, and she had turned your back, and all of a sudden your little girl is gone. You call for the dogs. One of them's a giant Rottweiler. You've seen this little girl on social media before. The mother knows well. She panicked. She called her friend. She finally called the state police. Everybody went out looking. 3 miles later, they find the little girl, Thea, was asleep on one of the dogs. The other dog was guarding her as the police and everybody else approached her to find her quietly napping. She was fine and dandy. They took her to the doctor's office, and she was okay. With the dogs, sleeping on one of them, while the other guarded her, a Rottweiler and their friend, the family dogs. Everybody is fine. I love dogs. No, who doesn't? Hey, God bless America. Hoorah, Semper Fi. You know, I had a threesome planned last night. Had a couple of no-shows, but turned out okay. Gotta go. You're killing me. Hoorah. Look out.
To Michigan. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Biden will head to the state Tuesday in support of UAW workers who continue to walk the picket line as they negotiate with the big three automakers.
The strike today expanding by 38 additional facilities, 20 at Stellantis, 18 at General Motors, and these